Hello, and welcome to our very latest episode of the Night Shift Let's Talk Gaming. I am CMoney, and I'm joined by the always lovely Doodle.
What's up, everyone? Happy Friday. Thank you so very much for rocking out with us tonight. Let's get it.
Let's get it indeed. Now, I know it's Friday night, and you're looking down below, and you're like, yo, where they be, right? The homies. Well, Demo can't be here. He has a wedding that he has to go to, so he won't be here. So shout out to the homie Demo in the building. Not in the building, but he'll be back next week. But surprise, our geek is here. You thought he wasn't going to be, but now he is. Actually, let me go ahead and do a little something like this, move that, do a little like this, and so it's going to be him here. Bam, shukalaka, baka, baka. Good.
Oh, wow.
Look at that. Look at that in the center. It makes it look nice. What's up, Hargi in the building?
Yo.
All right.
What's going on?
So
Friday
first
night.
of all, we can't start that way. Okay. This is just you. It threw me off. You weren't in here. I didn't get the momentum of my thing, but I have to do the proper introduction. Of course, you see him below. That's right. It's the wise one. It's the author. It's the patriot. It's the pony slayer and the pony bontier maker. All right. It's our boy, Hargi Shadi. Welcome, my dude. Thank you for being here, brother.
Welcome.
Hey, yeah, how's it going? Yeah. We've had a lot of fun with Nintendo news, and we had this nice little thing with PlayStation news, and we got the showcase, right? The June showcase for Xbox. So we got some news. We got some stuff to talk about.
Yeah,
it's been an interesting week.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have a bunch to talk about today. We do have more
no demo
news. Today? No demo. He has wedding, but you know,
and no AGM.
Weddings are dope. Could be fun.
Yeah, for sure. So we do have some Switch 2 conversation, some more exposure to some of this crazy stuff. Hargi, we're gonna see what you got to say about that. Obviously, we do have the showcase, which is dope. We got a bunch of PlayStation news of, oh my god, the prices going up. You got how many motherfucking times can they release The Last of Us? The rumors were right.
On.
This is crazy.
So when is well, I guess we're gonna get into it. But
yeah, it's wild times. And then we did have I live stream it yesterday, the III Initiative Indie Showcase, which was actually pretty good. And you know, some Xbox Game Pass games were in there, and you know, we got some new looks, we got some dates. So Xbox's Game Pass roadmap is just growing. Right now we're into June. We know what we're getting, right? There's more. We're definitely gonna talk about it. So there's definitely a lot to talk about. So it's gonna be a fun show, man. So thank you all for being here, rocking out with us as you guys do. You guys are the shit.
Thank you, guys.
That being said, we do want to shout out all of our supporters over on Patreon and on YouTube members. You guys are the shit. Thank you all so much for your support. Always remember that the show is brought to you by you, and we appreciate you. So thank you all so much. That being said, we do want to shout out our elite members. That's right. We have the homie Big Boy Mike.
Let's go.
Dark Angelic, Coach Hooded Canuck, Music 72, and Queen Witch. You guys are the shit. Thank y'all so much. But then, of course, we have our Inner Circle members. That's right. We have the homie Big Mix Gaming.
Yes.
And Pragmatic Eagle.
Woo.
Our homies. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, guys.
It does mean a lot to us that you do support us in such a major way. So thank you. That being said, you know what the fuck it is, man. You guys right now live in the building. You guys are supporting us in such a huge way, man, and it means so much to us. So thank you all for being live right now, sharing your time with us. You guys are the shit. You guys don't stink. You know what I'm saying? Like this is just facts. Okay. So shout out to all of you. You guys are all so dope. That being said, I mean, you know the deal, right? All of you cannot be equal.
No.
I mean, this is just the truth. Okay.
I mean, drop the hammer, baby.
You got to, right? So every show, there's some chosen ones.
How many?
There's 3.
Oh.
and they, for all intents and purposes, have ascended to become the specials.
Yes,
they have ascended.
Watching from above.
The special. That's right. Watching from above. I don't think they passed away though. They're here. You know what I'm saying? They're just floating. You know, they go all the way up, right? They just a certain level up so they can still be present, but just look down. Oh my God. Oh Jesus. So yes, we do have the specials. The first 3 people who are in the building today. Every day there's a new set of Ascended.
Yes.
And these 3 are the ones. And I gotta tell you, shout out to the motherfucking homie.
Oh.
Our boy. Bounty in the building. Number 1.
Let's go.
Was this the first time? I feel like that's a possibility.
So. That's what's up.
Let's
go.
Fire.
Shout out to Bunty.
Yo, shout out to Bounty in the building.
Yes.
My dude. Thank you, son. Appreciate you, homie.
Woo.
And then this is like the day of new recruits into this top 3.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Let's go.
Pretty sure.
Yes.
Our boy, motherfucking Lynn.
Oh, damn.
With a question. He's like, could it be?
Wait, hold up.
I feel like at this moment when he found out the answer was yes, it would be like, I feel, I don't know why, immediately came to my mind, like he broke out into song. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, like
okay.
Do you want to build a snowman? You know, I just feel like he
just
got into like
this
very merry,
like that glorious spin, arms
like
out.
Some song, like music just started playing when he saw that it was true.
I like that.
Man, Lynn,
listen.
I don't know if that's real, but I feel like it is. Okay, I'm just saying, like it's just what it is.
We're just gonna go with it, babe.
We just gotta go with it. And then, of course, rounding out our top 3. That's right. No stranger to the top 3, but he just made it. It's our boy.
Oh,
Music 72.
Let's go.
That's right.
Woo!
Number 3, the
homie.
He ain't fucking around.
That's
Let me
what's
go ahead
up.
And update this banner before I
get it.
Fuck around and crack myself up.
Shout out to music.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you guys so much.
Here I am. So let me do a little bit of this. Bam. Do a little bit of that. Bam.
Ooh.
And then I do a little bit of this. And then for sure, bam. Dunzo. Beautiful. Lovely.
Let's go. Farq, I see you. Farq says, hello, I am listening while playing South of Midnight.
Ooh.
Let's go. Listen, enjoy.
South of Midnight is amazing.
Farq, I need some South of Midnight pictures into emojis. Farq.
Do to Hazel.
Yes.
Turn me into the alligator.
Oh
no, that'd be crazy. Maybe as Crouton.
You know, I like it.
Have it where
I'll toss you around.
And I'll just turn into him. I don't know if it's possible. I believe in you, Farq. I believe. Shout out to everybody though. I see the homie Jonas the Dad in the building. What's up, my dude? Be nice.
Yo, Jonas, what's up,
man? I love this. Bounty says it's gonna be a good night tonight.
Yes,
it is.
I love that energy.
Hell yeah, bro. Woo, it's gonna be
Bunty,
good.
Yes.
So much to talk about. It's gonna be a fun time. I see the homie Coach Hooded Canuck finally been dethroned.
Coach, yes, Fifth was on a roll.
He was like number 1.
He was unstoppable.
Absolutely.
Oh wow, the slander. Crouton is the look, right? You are says it's the perfect CMoney height. Listen, give or take. Can go either way.
Wow. You calling him out and then that was a gangbang.
Listen,
that
was
not necessary.
Listen. We just playing with you. We damn. Babe, come back.
I can't hear. What? I can't hear nothing. Fuck out of here, god damn it. General Spartan in the building. What's up, my dude? Appreciate you, homie. Oh my god. Becca in the building.
Becca, what's up, baby?
Appreciate you. Lynn says Tears of the Kingdom and Kirby Switch 2 editions are both $80, so I doubt Mario Kart World is an outlier. It's not gonna.
Yeah, we've already known this.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But Tears of the Kingdom is $70 on Switch. That's why it's got the $10 upgrade. That's why it's $80, and the other one has DLC. So whatever.
Yep. But it has new DLC. New DLC.
Yes, new DLC.
That's the key of why it makes sense.
Which one has a new DLC?
Kirby, and the other one was Mario Party Jamboree. Also has new DLC.
Yeah, Jamboree is like almost like a whole different
TV something game. They called it. I don't remember what it was. TV something.
Well, with the camera as well.
But then you got to buy that camera to get that to take advantage of Jamboree. So.
But Tears of the Kingdom, what are they doing though?
No,
nothing. It's just $10 for the upgrade. That's it.
Jeez, that's why.
Yeah, just like PlayStation charged you for the upgrades, they're doing the same thing.
Damn.
Yep.
Unless you have the online with the expansion pack, if you pay for the whole thing, it's free to get those upgrades for Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. But Breath of the Wild is $70, $70 because it has the $10 upgrade.
Yeah, but that's we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk because it's an illusion.
But I mean, it's not new. We've known this ever since the prices were posted on like all the stores.
But we do have some new.
Yeah, we have the comments. Oh my goodness!
Listen, we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk. Our game don't be jumping into the topic yet. We're gonna talk. Game Shark in the building. What's up, man?
Twinkle, twinkle, baby.
Twinkle, twinkle. Oh man. Madman, what's up, man?
Madman, what's up, baby?
He says, "Yo, I can't wait to shit on Nintendo." Oh shit, Madman, stop fucking around. God,
that's the energy. Yo, new profile pic. That's dope.
Is a new profile pic. Woo Woo Kid.
Is that from the new show? That's the older one, right?
Yep. Woo Woo Kid in the building. What's
whoop,
up,
whoop.
man? G maybe.
You messed it up. No, come on. Let's do the classic. Ready? Whoop whoop.
Kid.
There you go.
You see?
You gotta get with the speed, see?
Listen, I'm not a young chicken. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I lost my
wow.
You know
Trade in.
Wow. Damn. God damn it. You see? There's not enough coffee. Wow. Abuse.
Watch how it changes. Ready?
Abuse. No.
Whoop whoop.
Kid.
Ah.
Oh my God. Brandon Young in the building. What's up,
Brandon
man?
was good.
I said E-Rex. E-Rex was good, homie.
E-Rex, what's up?
In the building. Big B Money, what's up, man? Cage.
Yes.
What's going on?
El borracho, el vampiro borracho.
Oh, el vampiro borracho.
Not today, though. It's Friday night. No, Friday night.
That's exactly when he would do it. What are you talking about?
I know.
Queen Blueface was going on, homie. McFig in the building. What's up? Anthony Chipmunk. What's going on? APB IMB. What is up? Oh, man. He says truth has arrived.
Yes.
He says 33 Immortals is game of the year, and it's not even done.
Ooh.
Well,
let's go.
33 Immortals was fantastic.
Yeah.
We did really enjoy that game. So, yeah, I feel you. CBH4 God. What's going on, man? Thank you for being here. Michael, you.
What's up, Michael?
Oh, shit.
I feel like I'm going to hear some facts. Let's go. Let's go.
Facts.
Yes.
Hi, guys.
What's up, love?
MLB The Show on Xbox has outsold MLB The Show on PlayStation 5. 6 out of the last 9 days on GameStop. But I thought people don't buy games on Xbox. And PlayStation 5 has sold 75 plus mil. I'm confused here. So you're saying that the numbers where Microsoft and Xbox were the biggest place that people played MLB The Show, there more people were playing MLB The Show on Xbox versus PlayStation. That didn't have anything to do with the fact that it was on Game Pass. And in fact, that regardless of how you cut it, the Xbox players just prefer baseball over the PlayStation players, huh?
Shut up with the paper. That's all that matters, right?
Maybe Xbox should just buy Sony San Diego.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Just get rid of PlayStation branding, turn it into an Xbox game. You know, where
money getting messy. We're like 16 minutes in.
I'm just saying, why are you being the... You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be clear. How are you going to have a squad that they don't even care about your game? You know what I'm saying? Xbox is the only one. Come on, man. I'm just saying. Good shit, Michael. Dropping the hammer. That's what we like.
That's our boy.
Bell's there in the building.
Bell's there. What's up?
What's up, man? Thank you for being here. Pragmatic Eagle. Our boy. What's going on, player? Power Boss. What's up?
What's up, Power Boss?
Pragmatic Eagle, winner of South of Midnight from our last
Yes.
Ain't fucking around.
That was dope. That was dope.
Rhodey Revenge in the building. What's up, man? Moonlight Ace. What is going on? How you doing, brother?
Happy Friday, you guys.
Hold on. Did I just see? My bad. The homie Web Dave in the building.
Web Dave, what's up?
Here, man. Thank you for that $2 super chat.
Thank you. Thank you for rocking out.
And the first family of gaming
royalty.
Thank
you, love.
Talk that shit.
Thank you.
TTS, baby. Yo, appreciate you, Web Dave. You the
best.
Man. You the man.
Love Web
Thank
Dave.
you for rocking through, man. He is the man with the mask. Man, looking good too, man. So, man, slim down. We're gonna start modeling.
Let's
soon.
go.
Around. Gonna be
Catwalk.
walking the runway. That's what I'm talking about. Queen Blueface, thank
Queen
you so much.
Blueface, thank you,
I
love.
think it's a sticker of some type.
Thank you.
It says message was retracted. I don't know why.
Oh,
I don't know what took place here.
The stickers need to show when they do them.
It doesn't really say sticker. It says message retracted. I don't know what happened. Queen Blueface, if you got another message, let us know. Thank you for the support.
When they use the stickers, though, I feel like this thing needs to gel together somehow. Even the emojis that we have, when you click on it and they've used it, we can't see them right when it gets clicked on.
It's just so dumb.
So annoying.
Fix it.
Right?
Oh, we're gonna fix you. You know what I'm saying?
How? See?
Shit together.
What are we gonna do?
We get somebody else.
Let's get it.
All right? They ain't YouTube. They don't scare me. I pay for this shit. I could not. You know what I'm saying? I could not.
Get it right. Get it right.
Shit, you better fucking figure it out. I want to see some goddamn stickers. Quick, Hargeet. I forget. Web Dave, does he use StreamYard too?
No, I don't think so.
I think, yes. Right now we are still on StreamYard, yeah.
Really? I thought it was through like Discord or something.
No. That's
something else?
No.
I do want to figure out. I want to see if there's a better one. Because that's some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't about that life, babe. I want to see the stickers.
I know.
And I want to see our emojis.
I know. I feel like it's been I thought that by now, and they have done some upgrades.
They have done some pretty
yes.
upgrades.
So I thought like by now that would be one of the things that they'll address, but no.
Yeah, this scene stuff, I gotta figure that out because I want to make a scene for each show. That way I just click which one it is. Boom, boom, boom. I don't have to,
mess
swap
with
everything over. So
I hear you.
That's the goal. But yes, for sure. Patman Jones.
What's up,
man? Look at this right here. I love this. South of Midnight is my game of the year.
Let's
9
go.
out of 10.
That's what I'm talking about.
God damn. Such a good game.
Amazing.
Such a good game. You know what's crazy is that it's so wild, right? Because we're talking about game of the year games coming from Xbox, right? Like, if I'm honest, my game of the year, I think it should be pretty evident.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Avowed.
I know.
Right? Like, there's no way around it. I'll be hypocritical if I said anything other than Avowed was my game of the year. Game of maybe a few years, because honestly, like all the games I played, I loved, right? That were, big, like Starfield and these other things, right?
Indiana
Jones,
I know
Starfield, what they're doing is crazy. Like, it's just so vast and so huge. But like, even that game, I played through it once. I could have kept going. See, that's tricky. Starfield, the only reason I didn't keep going with Starfield, like replayed it, is because there's no end. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I would have kept going, there's more and more. Like, I would have just kept.
I also think that it also had to do with it being towards the end of the year, right? Where other things were around it. I feel like, Avowed, I'm so happy about the delay.
Yeah,
like,
delay
it wasn't
was
necessarily a personal delay from what we think took place. It was because of Stalker 2, but it could not have landed at a more perfect time. And it's funny because they've done it twice, like December and right there in February. I feel like those months are like necessary that they go ahead and drop something big. But yeah, I feel like it was just perfect time. And yes, I think the biggest compliment is that normally when you're done with a game, you're done. and you move on, and you went back, and it's not like about it's freaking 10 hours, right?
No,
we're talking about a meaty game.
100%.
I spent so much time in there, but you went back in and did it all over again.
Yeah.
So
and not I didn't just do it all over again. I did it deeper than the first time I went through. I scratched every corner of that map, each world. I did everything I possibly could. The only thing I could possibly be missing is if there's like story stuff that I went one direction and didn't do the other, or like I know I never lied, so I couldn't get the lie achievement.
I was all over the lying.
You got like 2 more lies to tell, bro.
If that. And I restarted again my second playthrough as well. But like you just looped right in.
Yeah. It's just too good. But South of Midnight was also amazing. Like, it's just like, this is just Xbox.
But now. That's the thing. You know like, it's crazy that this early we're like calling out Game of the Year.
Yeah, absolutely.
We still have so much more to come. I wonder how things are going to shift. And I love the fact that like we are already kind of like, well, this is my Game of the Year. That's my Game of the Year. Just to see what's going to knock that and why, you know?
Facts.
That's exciting.
It is.
So Hargy, have you had a chance to get back into, you started South of Midnight, right?
I haven't even touched it at all. Even though I bought the like early access, I haven't touched. I've been playing Shadows. So
you know what's wild about Shadows? So I also kind of started Shadows, and I don't think I like it.
Go figure.
Like it. Yeah, I don't think I like it. Like,
I think Demo had the same problem. He kind of like started the game, and I don't know if it was like how long the game actually is, but like it didn't. He said the same thing. Like it started off great, and then he kind of fell off of it.
So
from what I recall,
I feel like the story is not engaging, and as crazy as it sounds, because I know it might be a little blasphemy, but you know, I'm not the hugest Ghost of Tsushima fan, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I did ultimately finish the game, but I could pretty confidently say that Ghost of Tsushima's story clears Shadows. Like, not even hard to do.
Damn.
Like, Shadows, it's just like, okay,
well, kudos to Ghost.
Whatever. Like, yeah, I mean, it's just, I just feel like, yeah, it's a massive world, but for no reason.
Yeah.
You know, I found myself running through like endless forests because I was like, well, you know what? Let me get off the beaten path. And you know what's on the beating path? Off the beaten path? Not a goddamn thing. Just fucking trees. You know what I'm saying? Just trees, and you can't see because sometimes there's too many trees, and you're just like, oh, I gotta get out of the trees. It's like, it's just like, it started literally as I was playing a little bit today, and I'm still playing it. I'm not dropping it. I'm not dropping it quite yet. I'm still giving it time because typically I do like Assassin's Creed games. But as I was running through the world, I literally started thinking, and I know it's probably not a fair comparison, but at the same time, it's like, I started thinking about Red Dead Redemption 2 and how, you know, you go off in any direction of Red Dead Redemption 2 and you won't go too far before something of interest exists, whether it's hunting, right? Can you even kill these animals in Assassin's Creed? Because I feel like the deer keep running away, but like I don't know if I can. I don't have a weapon like a shot, like I don't have a bow and arrow or some shit yet, so I don't know if they do anything if you kill them. I don't know, but I feel like there's always something to pull you in that world.
Yeah.
And even in like the older Assassin's Creeds, I feel like Valhalla, I felt like I couldn't go like very far before there was something there to do.
And if you have that feeling with it, and I'm gonna the game, I said it before, it does look so much better than what I've seen out there when you go ahead and have it running. But I do have to get in there because I do want to experience it for myself and see if I have that same feeling. But going ahead and coming off of Avowed, also it kind of highlights what you're saying even more, right? Because
oh shit, yo,
there's so much to do there.
That's another
so
great point.
It's difficult to not kind of like compare the two, or like maybe it just needs a little breathing time before you can appreciate it.
That might
we'll see. There were just some updates that were put in that make it a little nicer. So one of the things you can do is your horse can now automatically just go to markers, right? So you don't have to actually do that yourself. That's pretty cool. Yes, the world isn't as I guess there's still a lot, okay, but it's not like you have that much. But you're comparing something like Red Dead, where they spend like $500 million to make the game, like, and that's a once in a while type of thing, right? Like Rockstar's Rockstar.
But even in other Assassin's Creed games, though, it's like more of a consistent vibe.
Yeah. So one of the things, I don't know if you do this or not, I always go by the map, right? And that way I don't have to like guess that there's stuff here or not. It just tells you, right? So now I know what's there, right? So if you want to explore, it may not be the game for you. A lot of the headache I run into with almost all of these games is once you play something like Breath of the Wild, you can just climb wherever you want, right? As long as you got the stamina. And in this is like, nope, we're just going to artificially make it so you can't go that way. Yep. Why not? It's like my thing is like 40 things that way, but you want me to go all the way around. It's like, it's right there. It's right there. Like
it feels like a waste of time.
It does. Yeah. And it's like, well, especially when you have so many games to play, you're really just adding like tens of hours of me having to go around things instead of I could just go right there. And it's like, that gets annoying at times. So I get that feeling. And that is why I did not like this new formula. I like Mirage about 40 hours, 50 hours, right? That's what I want, right? It's a small contained enough map. It's good. It gives you enough stuff because you can put more stuff like condensed in the same area, and you finish it in a reasonable amount of time, right? So that's pretty cool. I like games that are actually even shorter, but Assassin's Creed, I guess, it's gonna be bigger, right? Fair enough. This is still going to be like 100 hours. I was like, oh my God, just don't get it. You need to condense this. They're putting so much into this game, making and breaking the company. And you're like, you could just make smaller games. People will still buy them. And that's
an option too.
So I don't know. But so far, I'm not that far into the story. You don't have Yasuke then? Because if you don't have the bow and arrow, Yasuke is the one with the bow and arrow. So you haven't gotten to the story where you have Yasuke yet.
I don't have Yasuke.
Yeah, so you need to progress the story a bit. We'll see. I'm a little bit into the story. I'm doing now. I'm at the point where I've leveled up enough that I'm really just going and clearing the map, right? Because I like to do that first. I want to clear the map, right? So I've got probably about 3/4 of the map cleared out now. I'm still not leveled up enough in like 38, 39, whatever. There are some levels that are like 50. So you have to really get to that level. So, but I'm clearing out the ones that are like 35, 36, 37 now. I'm clearing those out. Then I'll get to the 40s, as far as the levels. So hopefully I can clear those out. But that's where I am. So I'm really just trying to get the entire map, get all the side quests, get all that stuff done, right? So then I'll get into the story and finish it up. I think it's long. It's long.
Yeah, see, like length of time doesn't deter me too much. Like I will spend the hours if I'm like gripped,
entertained.
And I think the problem is that they gave you this option at the beginning of the game. It's like, hey, do you want to like just see everything, or do you want to like explore, right? And I was like, you know what? Finally, they're doing something big. This is something new. They always have a shit ton of content. So you know what? I want to stumble upon shit. So I'm going to explore. I don't want to see shit on the screen. I'm just going to go and just see what happens. But that has been wildly disappointing right now. So I think my kind of like last shot with the game is going to be turning it on. Like, just, like, I think I'm just going to try to focus on the story to see if the story is enough to keep me going. You know what I'm saying? Just like, just walk me through it, baby. Where I gotta go on that hill, no problem. Like, just get me there, because right now I'm like at that point where like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm really only playing it to kind of hold me over until, you know, later in the month when we got some other games dropping.
Yeah, we got Clear Obscure, right, coming up, and then we got
Expedition 33,
Doom
we got
coming
Towerborn.
up, and
so, and you know, obviously then right after that is Doom. So May's right around the corner. Then we got, you know, other stuff coming. So, you know, it's, yeah, we got time. I'm still seeing, but right now, Ass Shadows is kind of ass for me. You know? That's where I'm at with it. But oh man, I see Timmy.
Yeah, Timmy, what's good?
What's up, my dude? Thank you for being here, man. Wait, what do I see over here? Am I cracked out? What is this? Oh shit, we got the homie Jonas the Dad.
Jonas the Dad, what's up, love?
What's up, my dude? Thank you for being here.
Thank you
for being a member for 12 months.
Thank
wow.
you so
it's
much.
Your 1 year anniversary.
That's dope.
Holy shit, Jonas. Look at that. Who knew 12 months ago that Jonas the Dad will be here still rocking out with us?
That's so dope.
One of our homies. You're the man. Thank you.
It's our anniversary with Jonas the Dad.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. We got the homie Jonas the Dad, and he says we need to upgrade to CMoney Pro. Oh shit. Crocs full-time sport mode.
Oh.
Upgradable beanies included. Toupees sold separately. I got no goddamn toupee. Hit that like and share it out. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, my brother.
Oh. Thank you, love.
The homie Queen Blueface, that
Queen Blueface. Appreciate you. Thank you, love.
Says there's a lot to love about South of Midnight, but I want to give a shout out for the fantastic job they did on her hair.
Yes,
them braids are fire.
Absolutely.
Yo, facts. If you go and look at our review, there is a moment in there when I talk about how every strand of hair is placed on her head. And I have a really zoomed in, you know, kind of like glitch the camera a little bit where her head is like right up on the screen. And you just see each freaking piece of hair. I feel like literally they strand that whole bitch out. Like, I just feel like they just literally just
they did so
everything.
well with this game. It's pretty phenomenal. But yeah, her hair, every detail, there's so much. Just her character alone is full of details, from the tattoos, the piercings, everything. Like, there is so detailed and so beautifully done. And then there are surprises for those of you that haven't gotten too far in, you know, with the way that, you know, they show her character as well. So
yeah, agreed.
It's really cool.
Agreed. We do have the homie Game Shark in
Game
the building.
Shark!
Remember for 15 months. God damn.
Thank you.
You're the man. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you, homie. Says
twinkle twinkle.
Ponies are hyped for Showcase. They think it's a W to not get some games and then pay full price for what Xbox allows them to buy. Yo, imagine a world where you are not hyped for a showcase from your own console or own platform holder. Instead, you're hyped for the quote unquote competing console holder, the competing platform holders showcase.
I mean, I think the irony is how much crap they talk about Xbox. yet they're salivating for these games and they're willing to pay full freaking price, premium.
Full price.
Let's go.
$100 for early access.
It's crazy. Wild. And they're willing to wait. That's how much love is in there for it. Like, they're just like, I'll wait. I don't care, Phil. Just send them over when you can. We'll just sit tight. It's the hypocrisy there. It's wild, because just like, fess up to it. Understood. I can respect the fact that you are loving these amazing games, and that you know, the fact that PlayStation's not feeding them, it's a big deal, right? They're starving and they want something good, and the ones delivering, it's Phil and the team. So
frankly,
you don't need to say things sometimes. Your actions show it all. And when your actions contradict your words, I think we're going to go by the actions.
Facts.
And they're loving those games. The fact that they're willing to wait, they're wild. They're wild, paying full price. I wonder if it's like that rush and feeling of like, we're not necessarily supposed to be having this, but we're getting them so excited. Like, is that what's keeping them there? Because again, these games are in Game Pass. So I don't get it. Is it like a rush that they feel? Like, I don't know.
So they're getting that feeling like they're getting touched in a place they're not
like
touched,
the
like
tingles,
it.
Like oh, you know,
interesting.
They're going through the all the emotional roller coaster of it all.
I get
you know,
no, for sure. Goddamn ponies, look at them.
Yeah,
they love it. The homie Green Ninja,
Green Ninja was good.
Remember for 1 month, man.
Thank
Appreciate you, homie. Says, how long do you think consumer interest will last for Switch 2 once Xbox and PlayStation 6 come out? Also, do you think Switch 2 will have more third party?
Ooh.
That's a big question. That's a big question, because I honestly don't know. I don't know if they're going to capture the same market. I don't know. I know that theoretically we would all believe that, but let's make this clear. Like, the hardcore Nintendo people are still going to buy it, right? Mm-hmm. There's nothing that's going to stop them from getting a new Switch. So you're guaranteed, 10, 15, maybe 20 million hardcore players who are going to do it regardless, right? The question is, did Nintendo get a little too cocky to think that the average soccer mom is going to run into Best Buy or Walmart and drop $450 on the same thing in their mind? Because remember, these casuals don't know any better, for the same thing they bought for $299, when they did it last time, right?
Or and even
how much of a big
$199, right? Because I think that option now comes, it's a little, the light is a little more highlighted now, because I mean, now you're kind of weighing everything out, especially if you're buying it for your kid, right? If you didn't pull the trigger before. It's like, here you go. This is it.
I honestly don't know. And then you got, on top of that, the prices being higher. Even if they're not all going to be 80, they're all 70. And that's still higher than where most games were for the Switch. And, Mario Kart did great, but Mario Kart was $60. Now it's 80, right? So obviously Mario Kart, most people are going to buy the bundle, right?
Because I think that's the way that it makes sense. And I think that's the way they wanted to make it, like, kind of corner people into feeling like, okay, why would I spend the money separately?
Yeah.
But to all that, I'll add this, if it's not obvious, is of all the ecosystems, of all the consoles, obviously Xbox has the most features, right? It is bar none the better console. It started out as the most powerful. That didn't matter. PlayStation still trounced it. Why? Name recognition. Yes. That is unfortunately just a thing. And we might think that, hey, Nintendo is overstepping. We might think, hey, that's too expensive. people just recognize the name. It's the Nintendo, right? I think the biggest failure they had was the Wii U, being too closely named to the Wii and not saying just Wii 2, right? If they just did that, then people would, oh, okay, that's the second one, got it, right? And with Wii U, it just, nobody understood what the hell that was.
I think it was easy for a lot of parents to also be like, it's the same thing, you know, to their kid.
But yeah, I don't think that like is being dodged here either, because it's another handheld. It's in black, yes, but also
it's specifically a Switch 2, right? And then you're going to say, hey, the big games are coming out. They're only on Switch 2. Fair enough. And we'll see if it matters or not. It could totally colossally fail. That is absolutely an option. A la PS2 to PS3. Very well recognized name, right? PlayStation was very well recognized at that point, but they sold like half as many when it came to the PS3, right? It totally got, and it was essentially the same exact thing. Very cocky, right? And it's a topic. Maybe we want to wait for that, but it's a topic that we need to get into as to what they said. And it sounds very much like what PlayStation did, very much like what Xbox did with Xbox One. And you're like, okay, when you get cocky, you get humbled. That's usually what happens. So we will see if this does actually work out or not. I was stunned by the statements, but I don't know when we want to get into that.
We're gonna get into it, but I think
I do think third parties, yes, they're gonna have a lot more third party games.
They are. I mean,
on the way, a lot more. I feel like they lean heavily, and that was a part of my issue with their show. I said it. I don't think for me, it's not the price of the console as much as it is the price of the games, and the fact that they didn't show a lineup that screamed Nintendo, because they lean heavily on these third parties. And they said not until June we're going to go ahead and send out those dev kits. So I think there are a lot more third party games coming to the Switch. I want to know what Nintendo is bringing to the table.
Baby,
go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say, let's try to put a pin on this so we can get through this, and then we'll jump into the topics so that I can all the stuff that we're saying we'll get into the chapter instead of just being in no man's land over here where there would be a
We'll remember.
But Green Ninja, great question. And I think just as far as aside from the Switch 2, the part that you said when the new Xbox comes out, when the new PlayStation comes out, I don't think one really has much to do with the other, to be honest with you. I think the people who are interested in the Switch don't have to be, and probably won't be interested in a PlayStation 6
Agreed.
or new Xbox.
Yep.
They might, if they don't buy it now, they're just gonna wait. I mean, that's all I can see. It's like, hey, we're gonna wait. Well, it's June, maybe for Christmas, maybe they'll do a discount, maybe they'll humble themselves a little bit, right, and lower the price. Like, that's the way people are going to do it. Like, soccer moms and the casuals who are buying it for their kids are probably going to be hoping that by Christmas price drops.
You got to move on, because I have something to say about that.
Oh shit!
Too.
Okay,
so let's go.
But meaning, I don't think the next Xbox and the next PlayStation
are going to
have anything to do with it. The same reason, the same way the new Xbox and the new PlayStation that we're currently in didn't have any effect on the last.
I don't
Switch,
think
right?
so, but I also do think that maybe the people that buy the Switch as a secondary console, knowing that if you're on Xbox, there's a handheld coming, that it's probably going to be nice and hefty when it comes to the price. And then the box itself, look at PlayStation 5, the PlayStation 5 Pro, $700. So if that's what we're thinking when it comes to the new Xbox, maybe even a little more, who knows, depending on what they're bringing to the table, right? So I think the idea of jumping on a Switch that may be, that's over $450 or $500, however you want to get it, and then on top of it, that the new Xbox is supposed to be hitting next year, according to what we've heard. I think that the people maybe that double dip may be a little more hesitant to going ahead and saying, let me go ahead and get that Switch now.
I think the core people who use the Switch as a double are going to be.
So we're getting into the topic. Maybe we should just
Okay. Green Ninja,
you know what?
We'll continue this question.
Pin the question.
Yeah.
So we can go back to it.
My bad. Demo Flow Gaming, my dude. Appreciate you, fam. Says, miss you guys.
Oh, we miss you, love.
Have a great show. Appreciate you, fam. We miss you too, homie. Have fun, bro. Have fun.
Yes.
Enjoy it.
Have a good time. Dance a lot.
We have to shout out our motherfucking homie Mash. In the goddamn building.
Woo!
Mash went ahead and gifted.
Yeah.
10 on point for gamer.
Mash, that's so dope. Thank you.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate
it. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Tell them, baby.
Welcome to the family emoji in the chat. Welcome our newest members, man. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mash. And guys, welcome.
You got the homie Amit Kumar. You got Doc 50. You got Whoop Whoop Kid.
Whoop.
You got Awesome Gomez. You got Mr. Xbox Tequila Trance.
Ooh.
You got Dalbert Rose. You got Ron Slusher. You got Oh My Gosh. You got ODG 1974. And you got Jay La.
Let's go. Welcome, you guys. So much. Mash, you're awesome, bro. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you, dude.
Thank you.
So dope of you, man. And he's back with a member chat. Member for 13 months. My dude, man. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
Says, remember to hit that like button.
Yes.
And hit the notifications if you haven't.
Thank you,
much
Mash.
Appreciated, fam.
Yes. Share the link if you can. Hit that bell.
I do see the likes need to go up.
Oh.
So shout out to you, Mash, for going ahead and
calling it out.
Public service announcement. Hit the like button. Look, somebody they just unliked.
Wow.
Hit the button. Put the button back. What's wrong with you?
We see you.
We see all. Nah, but man, I appreciate you guys. Oh, Miss Galito. What's up, man? Thank you for being here.
Hello.
Okay. I see Game Shark with a nice little story here.
Oh, let's go.
My nephew was crying for a Switch when he turned 8. He was mad when I got him the Series X. Now he makes fun of his friends for playing kitty shit.
Twinkle, twinkle, baby.
Twinkle, baby. As kids do. Don't give a shit. He didn't know. He didn't know. You know what I'm saying? He didn't know. He didn't know. All right.
Moral of the story: pick up a Series S.
That's it. Just pick up an Xbox. Do the right thing. Save yourself.
Oh, we caught him. We know who did it. Look at this, G maybe with the misinformation.
G maybe no.
Damn, don't even read it, baby.
I'm not gonna read it. That's
no, you can't. Damn.
Listen. First of all, I don't even know my. Oh, here it is. All right, listen. So many of you guys are in the chat. Love you all. Thank you all for rocking here. If I didn't see you or if I didn't say your name, I apologize. I see you guys. You guys are the shit. So thank you for being here. But we got a lot of topics to cover and a lot of time to do it. So let's get crack-a-lacking. Let's go ahead. Because this, what a topic. Who knew that on that fateful day when we thought we were all going to be hearing about the Nintendo Switch and how amazing it might have been, that we've got nothing but trauma from it.
Yes. A lot of drama from it.
It's been nonstop. Let me go ahead and get my little thing clicked on.
Wow, betrayal. Cage, I see you, clown.
What do you say?
Betrayal.
Abuse.
He said, gee, maybe you took the heat for me. Wow. See?
I can't believe it. Okay.
Things have changed.
All right. Are we ready? This is the real Holyfield right here.
Let's go.
Okay? This is where we're at. All right. Let me go ahead and present. Share. Do that. Click that button there. Do this. Boom. Okay. We're in. All right. Let me take my chapter.
Oh, for sure. For sure. For unknown reasons.
They are used.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. So we've had a lot of debate about pricing for Nintendo games. That's the hot topic. And listen, it's not going away. Okay, more and more people are losing their minds about the audacity of Nintendo being the ones to raise the price. Okay, this is just fact. Okay, people are sick of this idea, right? But this just came out, and this is real big, right? So Paul Tassi says Nintendo says Switch 2 Breath of the Wild is $90 with DLC. Now, game's out. 8 years ago was released. 8 years. How is this not already included in the main game? Because Nintendo's, they're pieces of shit. That's why. But let's go ahead and let's read the article, and then let's have a discussion. So Nintendo says Switch 2 Breath of the Wild is $90 with DLC. This is from Forbes. Paul Tassi says Nintendo has had one of the worst reveals of a new console in recent memory, even if ultimately it's more than likely the Switch 2 will be a hit. Those are fair comments. First, a $450 hardware price, more than most were expecting. Then the $80 charge for Mario Kart World, beyond what any other game costs in the industry.
That's wild.
Then the Xbox One era quote from Doug Bowser that if you can't afford a Switch 2, you can simply
let me amend that. Also, PlayStation 3 quote, get a second job. Remember that?
They literally said, go get another job.
We talked about this.
This
is wild. This is wild that Nintendo has fallen into that, though, right? Like, that's the sick part. They're showing you, regardless of what you feel about anything regarding what's been going on, Nintendo is showing you their true colors. They are showing you they're no better than, and there's way other things that Nintendo has shown you from other topics, like they never drop their price because they think they're better than everybody, all this bullshit. But for this is a different thing. That's just business, right? That's just business, right? Business is, we don't want to lower prices, fine. But to come out here and say, oh, well, can't afford it? Go fuck yourself. Go buy that old ass Switch 1. What? Crazy.
I have an issue with the fact that people are having issue with the price, and it always comes down, that is such a disgusting answer, like, to have for that. Like, if you can't afford it, it doesn't necessarily come down to not being able to afford it, and it comes down to principle. Like, how are you charging this much for the games? And like, how are you the one leading the way to that? We've had discussions about games that have a lot more content and a lot more money goes into it. How much should they be charging if you feel entitled to charge $80 or $90 for Mario Kart? Right? And we're talking about like a fun game. Like, yeah, let's go let's have some races, blah, blah. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not a story driven. Like, we're not talking about that type of game. So it's very confusing that they're out here behaving this way. Now, again, I have an issue with the fact that they want to kind of bully the situation and try to kind of make it into a, if you had the money, you would buy it. Because again, it doesn't come down to that. Yeah, it's about what they're trying to do.
Yeah, like, understand, that's like some asshole shit to say. Like, $450, most adults, maybe most is really fucked up because that's probably very inaccurate if we really calculate what most means. But I would say maybe most adult gamers can absolutely say, I'm not going to spend money on these other things this month or the next 3 months, and I'm going to save enough, and they can afford to buy. They can spend the money and buy
if they
console.
Want to. Yes,
it's just the value proposition is the argument, right? It's not about whether $450 or $80 or $90 is is okay. And I can tell you right now, $80, $90 is not okay, right? But the fact is who is doing it, right? And how you're doing it. It's crazy.
We had the discussion about them working with NVIDIA and possibly showing up with a lot of power. And it's like, what is Nintendo going to bring to the table? That was, from what we've seen, it's not what we thought, right? So for them to just, even again, the Switch to be $450, that's also questionable. We're falling back into like the whole PlayStation 5 Pro pisser situation. Where is the value? That is the question. And now they're out there saying that, that's the worst freaking what was it from Digital Foundry, the one of the worst investments or whatever the heck they said.
When they ripped the PlayStation 5 Pro.
Exactly. So it's what are you bringing to the table for what you're asking for?
Yeah,
it's not that easy to see.
Digital Foundry has actually been going in and doing a bunch of videos actually on the Switch 2 and specific games, and like Mario Kart World. That's one of the ones that they said, like, is this a generational leap? Is this a worthy game? Like, what you see, is it worthy of a Switch 2? And they put side by sides, and I mean, it looks better, but there's still a ton of legacy shit from the old way they did it. Like, there's still baked lighting on a lot of the stuff, right? The only things that have dynamic lighting are anything that you can break, right? That's the only things they have there. They have this whole night and day cycle, right? Except the shadows are pre-baked. So in the morning, the shadows are in one place. In the nighttime, the shadows are in the same fucking place.
And shout out
to the same place.
That's a problem, right?
$450 and $80. Come on, man.
This is what they feel should be leading the way. If you are on a new console and you're charging a lot more money, right? Because we're talking about, and we said it. See, we said this is not going to be the only game that they're going to go ahead, and this is just a way to ease people into it, but they're going to be charging this much for all of their crap. At the end of the day, Pragmatic, shout out to Pragmatic, he said on one of our shows, where does the discussion come in where it's like, well, the new game looks better? Of course it looks better. It should look better. It's a new game, especially when it's going to a new console. It's ridiculous, the discussion that, yes, look, this is where it's better than the last game they had. It should be. That's a given. It's a new game. Innovation, creativity, it all should kick in. New tech.
Yeah. It's a little frustrating because it was like touted as like the most expensive game that they were ever making, and it's like,
so
shit ain't cool,
that's just because they never spent a lot on their games to begin with. That's
exactly
the problem. Look,
I didn't spend $10. I spent $11.99.
I need that back and then some.
Yeah, I'm not as worried about the hardware cost, but I will delve into that later. But for Mario Kart World to come out and say it needs $80, it steals some capabilities from many other games, including Forza Horizon, which, by the way, Forza Horizon 5 came out at $60. And you can just look at the actual difference in quality. It's night and day. Like, there's just no way to compare the two. Yet that game is $60. It was in Game Pass day and date. They did not charge $70 when you bought it on an Xbox Series console, right? It was an Xbox One game. It was also on Series consoles, right? So they could have charged the uplift. They didn't, right? It's a $60 game for Xbox Series consoles as well. I don't understand how they think that that's reasonable. The only way you can see that is they're so conceited that they don't see the rest of the industry as competing with them. Well, unfortunately for them, they do compete with them. And there are other games out there. There are other kart racers out there. And at some point, people might just say, why? What are you bringing to the table that's that compelling, right? I'm still questioning whether I'm going to buy it at launch. I don't know. I'm still questioning it because, like you said, Doodle, I was looking for that mainline game. It's like, the Forza Horizon, Forza Gears and Halo, right? I want one of those if you're going to launch a console. And that was supposed to be Halo. Awesome. And then they showed us Forza the next year. Awesome. Great. Right. Where is that equivalent? To me, that's a Zelda, a Mario, right? Where are those games? Mario Kart's nice, but it's a sideshow to me. I don't care. That's great, but it's a sideshow.
Exactly.
You got Donkey Kong. Again, it's a sideshow. That's great. Metroid has always been a sideshow.
Yeah.
Metroid's also just always been a sideshow. I want to see that mainline Mario, that mainline Zelda. Why? Those are their top tier. That's their top tier. Where's that game? They didn't show it, right? And you're not really enticing me to go buy the console if you're not going to show me your best, right? If your best is you want me to pay $80 for Mario Kart, you've got to be out of your mind. That is not where it needs to be. I still think the hardware is pretty good, fine, but like you can't expect people to think that that's a good price for a game when there's massive competition at games at $50, $60, $70 from all these other publishers, and you're telling me that this game is somehow a step above all that. You're better than Red Dead Redemption, which is a $60 game. Are you serious? Red Dead Redemption 2 blows this away. Are you kidding me? Like, how do you even come up with that, right? How much is Elden Ring on this thing? Is that like $60?
Probably full price.
I wonder.
Probably full price.
Yeah, I think that came out at $60, didn't it?
So, yeah, it's probably full price. Yeah.
You're telling me like Elden Ring isn't better? Seriously, like they are just really at a level where they need to be humbled, unfortunately, and I think that might end up happening.
I really want it to happen. Like, I'm hoping. It's
sad if it doesn't, and it very well might not, just because it still has that stellar first party.
I think initially they won't. You know what I'm saying? I think that's going to be the
that rush.
Because I think
it's the question of, will they have the long tail? Here's the problem, right? And I'm going to get in the hardware cost. A lot of people assume it's going to do pretty well. Fair. But understand, the reason the Switch 1 does well is because, like you guys, like me, we have multiple in this house. That's the way it is, right? Almost everybody bought into because it was cheap. You're like, oh, cool. Yep. I'll just pick up another one. It's cheap. I don't care. My Elite controller costs as much as a freaking, Switch. Cool. Yep. I'll just buy another one. All right. When it's $450, you're going to say, what's my value if I buy another one?
Exactly.
Right? Yep. It would have to be very compelling. Like, the design pattern on it, it's a Zelda version or something like that. Okay, but I have to think about it, right? And, at my salary, maybe I say, oh, fine, I don't care. But a lot of people are going to say, $450? Mm-hmm. You're going to bundle a game $500? I don't know. I'm not sure, right? How many people are going to jump in, right? Because it was very common for people to buy 3, 4, 5 of these things. Mm-hmm. But that was because it was cheap. It was cheap. Now, I'm not saying cheap, $200, $300 is not cheap. It's still something, fine. But it was much cheaper than this. And now it just flips the calculus a little bit. Because now you think, with $450, $500, gee, I could go buy an Xbox for that. Why
it creates a lot more awareness, right?
Right. And now you have to create that calculus in your head, right? For some of us, it's okay. We are enthusiasts. We'll go buy it. But a lot of people, they make the decision based on, hey, I just want to play some games. I'm not here to be a full-time gamer. And that's where you get all this, right? So I think they got the 150 million because many of us bought multiples. I have 3 in the house, right? And I'm the only one actually playing it at any regular rate, but we have 3 in the house. And so this is just what happens. And there's a lot of people that are like that. So they may only have like 40, 50, 60 million customers. Of those, like you were saying, there's the enthusiasts who will say, I don't care, 20 million-ish, right? That I don't care, I'll buy it.
We're going to knock that down because I think if we're going to be real, the only real number we have for enthusiasts is 14 million, right? Because that's
the
how many
you're thinking, right? But I think a lot of people just missed that was, Wii 2.
But that wouldn't
I
be
don't know.
Enthusiasts, right? Enthusiasts would know.
Maybe.
Enthusiasts would know, yeah.
Maybe, right? So I think still they'll have enough of a market for the second Switch. So let's say they capture about that much. It may have a long tail. It may actually do pretty well, get up to 100 million. I don't know that they do. And this is where the other competition starts to really play into the thing, right? The Portal 2 is going to happen, right? We already know that. So PlayStation is going to come back into this. We'll see what kind of games they play, right? That's still a big name in the gaming world. Xbox is going to say, you know what? We're making something where you can just bring the entire PC library over. Well, that's pretty damn compelling. That's literally like almost all games. Yes, it also includes those Switch games because you can emulate them. But look, so you could just say, well, why wouldn't I just buy that? And you can say, oh, hey, the price. Well, it's $450. What if this is $600? But you can play everything? Like it starts to become a different calculus, and that's going to be an interesting challenge in the market, and we'll see how it plays out. I still think they have a very recognizable name, just like why PlayStation gets bought everywhere, right?
Yeah.
It's just at some point you have the enthusiasm things where it's like, okay, are you really providing me enough to make it worth it? Now they still have Pokemon, which is very large. They still have obviously Mario and Zelda. That's pretty large. They have their other little IPs as well. To take that away, whatever, that's fine. But at some point, you look at the other side and say, aren't there equivalents? And can I just play those, right? And so the market's going to start to look at this very differently. We're also a lot of, if you look at the demographics, we're assuming a lot of it's kids. It's not. It's people like us who grew up with Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
And we might just say, yeah, my Game Pass library, though. And I don't have time for this. True. So, like, okay, maybe you catch me when the next Zelda comes out or the next mainline Mario comes out.
That's the thing. You kind of want to put a pin on it because you're not wowed, right? So the Switch, the first one, you were like, oh my gosh, this is so new. This is so fresh. Look at Nintendo. I'm so impressed, right?
Right.
But now you needed to go ahead because now you're coming in with another version of the same thing. And that's why the show was so crucial. And for me, again, to see so many third parties, it was kind of like looking through a window and saying, okay, so this is what you're leaning on. And it just reminds me of PlayStation. Sorry to say it. PlayStation. Sorry, Nintendo. I'm going to need you to show up with your freaking heavy weight and show me what you've got. Not some old ass games that if anyone is interested in playing them, they would have already played them on other platforms.
Yeah, so this is kind of where they are. I don't know how this is going to play out. I don't know if we want to get into like this is just about the cost, right? But the stuff that was said by Doug Bowser.
Let me finish reading this, and then we can kind of go pick apart whatever other things we want to.
Yeah, we can also kind of get from this that they're still going to continue with this. We're not reducing the price of the games thing.
Oh yeah,
so
yes, absolutely. That was a confirmation because they did have to shut down the comments. They were getting a lot of heat, but it seems as if they don't necessarily care about that. And this is why some people say it in the chat. I say it all the time. I speak with my wallet, and that's the time to kind of ground them and show them if we don't agree. All those people complaining about the prices, that's the way to show them, not by kind of giving into their strong handling bully ways. That's what I feel.
Agreed. All right, let me read the rest of this and then we'll move forward. So it continues. Now, here's another smaller example of Nintendo annoying its fans, but it's frustrating all the same. This has to do with its exhausting pricing scheme for old games. In this case, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
I'm so sick of it. Yeah.
The original Breath of the Wild cost $60. The DLC costs $20. You can play this on Switch too via backward compatibility. However, there is a Switch 2 enhanced edition of the game with better performance and graphics. If you own Switch 1 Breath of the Wild, you can pay $10 to upgrade. So over the course of its lifespan, you will have paid $90. If you do not have the original, Switch 2 Breath of the Wild costs $70. However, it does not include the DLC for the now 8-year-old game.
That's crazy.
Which would be $20 extra for, again, a $90 total purchase.
That's an issue. Hargit, you said it yourself. You said, show me Zelda. Show me Mario. Like, this game is so old, and to come and bring it forward. What is this, The Last of Us? Is that what's happening here?
Facts.
Come on, man. Like, we can't get on this loop on Nintendo as well. We're never going to get off the ride.
Seriously. There's no other. It's like they're just.
This is BS. Bring me a new Zelda. It's been 8 years.
Well,
however,
Tears of the Kingdom came out.
Yes.
2023.
It's been a minute. It's a new console. Bring me a new game.
They should have held off on that fucking. They should have held off on the Zelda if they weren't going to be able to do a new one in any time that was reasonable.
Come on, man.
All right, so the
it's not like they didn't make Metroid on the old hardware.
Yeah.
The new Metroid is not freaking Switch 2. It was made on the old shit.
Edition, but
yes,
but
it's
for the new
old crap
old console, yeah. And that one also from hands-on is like, yeah, it's cool, but the visuals, even though they look sharp, right, and they're smooth because of the frame rate, it's still simple shit because it's built for the Switch. The operative word here from fans is greed. Yes, they may be a similar cost to the OG players who paid for the DLC separately, but it's 2025. And when you make a final new gen version of a game that quite literally was also launched on the Wii U in 2017, it's pretty understandable that the fans will be upset they're simply not a complete version of the game for a reasonable cost. $90 for a game this old just to get the finalized experience is ridiculous. Nintendo is no stranger to pricing controversies, but the fact that it's in the middle of two other ones right at the same moment here, especially the $80 price for Mario Kart World with no explanation other than we think it's worth that much, it's just icing. It's yet another thing fans can point to and perhaps start giving Nintendo less slack than they used to, as they push further into becoming somewhat anti-consumer with prices this high, when previously the $300 Switch was one of the lowest entry points in quality gaming. It's an annoying trend that does not seem like it's getting reversed anytime soon. Let's be fucking clear. The Series S was the actual lowest entry point into quality gaming. I wouldn't consider Switch quality gaming. Maybe Switch was great first party Switch games, but if you only own the Switch, you are not getting quality gaming.
I think what he meant there is like it's not like the normal mobile games that you get, right? If you play on your phone, generally those games are not like the full story-driven games, right? The normal type of adventure games that we have. I think that's what he really is getting at here, right? I understand you mean the hi-fi fidelity, like the higher power games.
I'm just saying he threw slander at Xbox earlier.
With saying the same thing when they could have easily grabbed PlayStation, and now
and forgetting the PlayStation,
grabbed the S as well.
Which, by the way,
here. Don't want to bring
the Xbox statement wasn't as bad as the PlayStation statement. The Xbox statement was, you have this requirement for being online. It's like, well, if you can't be online, we have a console to sell you. It's called the 360. Now, that's still a terrible message, fair enough, but it's not nearly as bad as get another job to buy a PlayStation 3.
Yeah, it wasn't about
that
price.
Was ridiculous.
Right? And I think that was the bigger difference, right? Xbox wasn't saying you can't afford it, go buy the 360. It was the always online bullshit, right? So that does wrap up the actual article, right? So so let's just real quick touch on this Breath of the Wild situation. Okay. I gotta be honest with you. I don't understand how they have this 8-year-old game and they don't have the fucking DLC just part
included
of the game.
Yeah.
Like how the fuck
it's pretty crazy,
that?
But that's who they are. This is who they are.
Do you remember when PlayStation was doing a layout to see how they can squeeze more money from the consumers, and they wanted to break up Spider-Man into three segments, three versions?
Keep remastering games. We'll talk about that.
Exactly. So,
facts.
Man.
Facts. Yeah. This is just this is another fucking negative look at what's happening with this goddamn fucking console reveal.
could have at least included the bloody freaking DLC. Just could have called it like, Ultimate Edition.
It's imaginary.
Right? Like, nope.
It's just enhancements to the game that you fucking charged us for. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's the thing. I'm not with it. That's nonsense. Yes, you could have added some things here and there. You could have enhanced whatever, but I'm not beat for that bullshit. Like, I'm not trying to buy a console and freaking and these expensive ass games that you're showing up with to see if we can pause it and see the difference. No.
I'm sure it'll look better, but like still, it's just
Breath of the Wild is going to look
crap.
much better because it's just so
it's much older, right? And like fair enough, but
they were. I mean, it ran like shit. And it was Vaseline.
So there's nowhere else to go, CMoney.
Yeah, now you're going to be seeing the actual frame rate. Now you'll see the clarity, but still, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's an 8-year-old game, dog. Don't fucking... Come on, man. 8-year-old game. Listen, even if right now you can go buy Breath of the Wild on the Switch for $60 because they don't want to lower their prices, right? Sure. Okay. But if you're going to make a new console and have the balls to release a upgraded Switch 2 edition of the game, how the fuck do you not include that? Come on, man. Come on. No, that's bullshit, bro.
It is pretty crazy, man. But
that's real wild.
It does not surprise me, though. It's what Nintendo does. This is how they've been. They've got to get welcomed into the new digital world because they've been on the physical world forever. So I don't know.
That's another thing that some people may not like. These Nintendo games, again, they hold value and they don't go down in price. So for them, I think I saw what you saw. Go ahead.
Vaseline. Our boy Pragmatic Eagle. Vaseline is the newest Nintendo sponsor.
I mean, it should be. Oh man, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's a problem. But yeah, I mean, look, this again, it's just when you take this and add it on top of the other things that have come out from what they've said. I mean, I've been watching a bunch of like hands-on from like outside of the normal,
the usual suspects
of people, right? So people who would be like more on the casual end of gamers, right? So I don't know if you know what's his name, Mr. Who's the Boss or whatever. He's like a super, like it's a tech YouTuber. I think he's Mr. Who's the Boss, Mr. God damn it. He's huge. He just got married.
Blank.
He does a lot of tech. He's like a Marcus Brownlee. You know him, right? MBKHD. Like one of his competitors, who anytime Marquez is doing something, this dude also does them. And he's huge equally. Like he's really big. Okay, well, either way, he did a hands-on video of it. And he was at the event, he played it, he looked at everything. And for him, the Switch was his favorite console of all time. And he was looking forward to this Switch too, right? Like it's been 8 years, he's not a super old dude. So like for him, he said that 8 years is like a quarter of his life. Like he's been waiting for this next Switch. And he literally said that even he doesn't think that he's going to be running out to get the game, to get the console.
Yeah, they have to wow you. That's on them. They have to wow you. It's on them to wow you. And like if you're asking this hefty of a price tag, you need to bring it. You need to bring in your big guns. You need to
like he's a casual. Understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not a gamer, big dog gamer, right? He's not out here pumping out all these game stuff. No, this is just what he does on his spare time. He loved his Switch. And he played the games. He said the games don't look good. He said that they all look that even though the Mario World and all that stuff had like noticeable jaggies for him, he said like he can kind of see them. He just didn't see like
the value there. The value.
He says the hardware
yes
is a huge update, right? He loved the physical hardware of it, but he said what they're bringing to the table and the price that they're bringing it at.
That's my problem as well.
I don't think he's going to do it.
Yeah,
which is crazy
because
they that's
need to wow you.
For Nintendo, and look, bro, there's a lot of people who watch that video. You know what I'm saying?
And they did bring third-party things, and they did bring that Bloodborne, whatever it is, Blood, Bloodborne 2, which is fine. But look, if you're looking at the core audience of Nintendo fans, are they going to gravitate to that kind of game?
Any of those things.
That's the problem, right? And it's cool that you're going to have that. That's awesome. I'm not taking that away from you.
It's a good addition, right?
But your core audience is looking for that mainline Zelda or Mario game to say, this is why I need this console. That's how you've done it in the past. It's almost always been that. There's going to be a mainline game. Now, you take the GameCube, and the mainline game wasn't really that. It was Luigi's Mansion, but that was still a fantastic game. But, by and large, every console, they've had a mainline Super Mario or a mainline Zelda to launch that console. And look, if you don't have it, it is what it is. It just becomes kind of like, okay, why am I buying this then? Right. And if it's a couple $100, you're like, okay, fine, whatever. But now you're really asking for quite a bit of money. And, at that point, you have to entice. You have to entice. And you need to bring your first party if your whole point is to say, because look, a vast majority of what they showed is everywhere else. You can play it everywhere else, and it's going to play at a higher fidelity, higher frame rate on those other devices. What's the incentive to come here? The incentive to come here is it's portable, it's good, right? But it's also your first party lineup, your platform. And if your platform isn't offering enough, then it's like, yes, we have chat. Dude, we've been doing that for freaking 2 decades now. Okay, that's great that you're kind of caught up. That it does not bring you to a level where it's beyond what we already got. And, with Discord, that chat is massive, and both PlayStation and Xbox have those, Discord built in now. You have that PC all the way across, right? You have Discord. Do they have Discord? They didn't announce that, right? So it's still way behind. If you really wanted to entice people, you're going to have to showcase that big gun game. And I don't think they've done that.
It's like they want a participation trophy, like, okay, well, I showed up. I figured it out, guys. So give me my trophy. No.
I think they also just, they have a lot of hubris. They just think that they're in their own lane and that nobody's going to compare them. And I think that, and for a rude awakening, that people will compare them. If you're going to ask for that much, you are in the big boys league now. You're asking for as much as a PS5 or a Series, X. The not all digital, I think, is about that much, right? You're asking for a lot of money.
If you're in your own lane, then you need to show me what that lane brings, right?
Yeah.
Why are you showing me these old games that are on other platforms? See, the thing is that those games are coming into that platform to see if they sell, right? What is supposed to be guaranteed to sell when they sell a Switch 2 are those Nintendo games, because supposedly that's why people buy that console. That's not there right now.
Yeah.
I did put it up real quick. This is the guy I'm talking about, Mr. Who's the Boss. So that video he has 3.3 million views. Okay, it's not an insignificant amount. Of views.
That's pretty big.
And you gotta remember, that's a network effect. So you got 3.3 million views. And then those people have a group of people that might be influenced because of something like this. It's crazy, man, but this is the reality. There's a lot of casual people.
It's nice that you bring this up, because you're talking about someone that's the go-to console. They're not seeing the value. So anyone who wants to act like we're having an issue because we're hating or anything like that, this is exactly what we're talking about. And again, had they wowed me, I would have been like, shoot, that's a lot that they're going ahead and charging this much. But I can reason with what they brought to the table and potentially lean more into going ahead and buying it. But I just, it's not there for me. It's not there for me.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's all about this.
So 100%. When they have a lot of it, and obviously everybody wants more, but it's how you go ahead and get it, right? Like, I mean, let's be real. Xbox wants more and more and more and more. And you know what they're doing? They're not double charging you for games you already own and getting the upgrade for. They're not saying, oh, let's go ahead and take a game like South of Midnight that is only 12 hours, or even though I put like 20 something hours into it, that it's a smaller experience. So let's not charge 70. Let's charge 50, right?
It's 40.
I'm sorry, 40.
Yeah.
Even cheaper than
and even though people want to act as if it's a AAA game, it's not, right? And it's the complete opposite here. Like, they charge less, they're more consumer friendly, and people just want to find what else they can ask for or what else they can bitch about. Complete opposite from Nintendo and PlayStation, where they feel deserving of this money. People want to justify, even though they're not given enough, to go ahead and deserve that money. And over here is like, no. Well, show me more. Not enough. It's bullcrap.
Agreed. Also, keep in mind, like, I know they showed a lot of like third-party stuff, but let's be real, they showed a lot of third-party stuff that launched on the previous generation. And the only real game that I remember for Dust Blood doesn't matter because they're making it for that console, so that doesn't make a difference. But was it the
Elden Ring is there?
Yeah, that launched on everything as well. Console. Yeah,
no, it launched afterwards, right? It came out afterwards, but it doesn't matter. It definitely was on previous consoles. It was cross-gen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's on it runs on PlayStation
Split
4.
Fiction is cross-gen, I think.
Borderlands,
right? Is Split Fiction on the old?
The Split Fiction, that I don't know. I'm not.
That's coming. Sure. Borderlands 4, I think that's going to be next gen only, right? Or current gen.
Borderlands 4, I don't know if it's next gen only, but it's still a cartoon, right? Like, it's cartoony.
Yeah, it's not pushing. Isn't it funny? Because I did say to you, I said because of the art style, it actually suits Nintendo very well, and the game looks fitting to that console.
Agreed. Like, they didn't show Mafia coming to the Switch too. You know what I'm saying? Take-Two was there. They showed Civ 7, but they didn't show Grand Theft Auto, right? Take-Two did not come out and do all that stuff. I'm not saying they won't be on there, but they didn't announce it now. When they did announce, Borderlands 4. I mean,
there are some games that they want people to wait until after they pull the trigger and they have the console to kind of see and kind of see the difference with what they're going to end up really getting versus what
Final
they will get on
Remake
Xbox
is
PlayStation.
Current gen only. Oh no, Remake came out on PS4.
No, that's on PlayStation 4. Yeah,
right.
So
Remake came out on PS4.
And this is the thing. This is how you know. And this I found to be the most damning thing. Okay. Digital Foundry put up a video comparing not Switch to the Series S. No. Switch 2 to the PlayStation 4. They did a whole video taking games that launch on PlayStation 4 and comparing it to the Switch 2. Which and even in the way they talked about it, that's where they're comparing it. That's their point of contrast. A PlayStation 4. So you're paying $450 to purchase games that are comparable
to a PlayStation 4.
How
much is a PlayStation 4?
Well, the PS4 Pro, I think, is what they would compare it to, right? But
no.
But even PS4, you can compare it to that. 4, PS4 has got to be pretty cheap now. A couple $100, maybe.
Maybe, but they did not compare it to the Pro. They did not. There's just a PlayStation 4. They did not compare it to the Pro. The Pro.
Yeah, I've seen comparisons to the 5, the Pro.
Not from Digital Foundry.
Series S, right? Yeah, I've seen other ones that do compare.
Maybe other people have been doing it. Yeah. But I'm using consoles. Digital Foundry just because of their.
You're using what you saw.
right?
Yeah.
So the fact that they are going ahead and saying, hey, this is the bar we're using to compare, because if we use the PlayStation 4 Pro, it's probably not going to be pretty. If we use a PlayStation 5 or a Series X or S, it's definitely not going to be pretty, right? So, like, the idea to spend that money,
they have to go back generations,
and you're going back 2 generations, is really wild, right? The hardware is the hardware. If you want to make cool things, like if you want to improve the body of the hardware to make it feel more premium, great. If you want to add some mouse tech, that's honestly is pretty dope. I wish there was a way that other people can use that, because that's immediately is a phenomenal way to just have an introduction into mouse controls without having to do anything special. Dope. But like, don't think that is like fucking $450 worth of tech, but the games that we're going to be playing are 2 generations back, bro. It's wild. Everything they showed was PlayStation 4 and Xbox One generation for the third-party games that they showed. And it was a fun thing to do, but that's the reality of what it is. And again, Borderlands 4, the art style doesn't really matter. So yeah, they can make any game run at lower specs, right? So I just feel like that when you put that all like that shit together, it looks pretty damning, bro.
You know I mean, Cyberpunk, I saw some clips of it, and not so great. Not so great. And again, we're talking about, compromising, right? The frames, yes, they can go up to 120, but you're also, it depends on what you're looking for, right? Because then you're compromising according to what you want. So you're not just gonna get that. It's not flat.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, to be honest with you. It's pretty ridiculous that's the scenario where we are. We kind of all, like, I think leading up to it, we all kind of thought that that's where it was going to be, right? Like, power wise, we assumed that it was going to be in that PlayStation 4, to Switch. I'm not Switch, to a Series S, somewhere in between there, right? We thought that that's where it would be, and that would have been cool at 300. At 450, Hargeet, you made the perfect point. You can buy all digital Xbox Series X that stomps on the Switch 2 for the same price.
Now, to be fair, it's not a portable, right? There's something to be said to that. There's a battery and there's a screen and all that. Fair enough. That's fair. But there is a power differential, and now you're really kind of competing in that same realm. And people might just say, well, I could just get the Series X. Here's another thing. You could get the Series S and that little attachment screen thing.
Yep.
For a lot of people, that might be good enough as a portable. It just depends on how they're playing, right? If it's just I'm taking it with me and I'll plug it in the hotel, it's a perfectly viable thing, right? If it's I want to play on the train, okay, that's a different thing, right? But we'll see. It is an interesting thing. And look, I've seen some screenshots between or some comparisons between Series S and Switch, and this, the Switch 2 does edge it out a little bit in some quality levels. So we'll just see. Game? Like Street Fighter 6 or Cyberpunk, or some of those, they've actually done A/B comparisons. You can just see them side by side.
Haven't seen that yet.
So yeah, I gotta go look. And see. I just checked out the Digital Foundry one,
and this is why I just like, what? Let's not even get into all that. Let it come out. Well, no, what it really is, right? It's just like the pisser thing, right? It's like, we don't know what this is really going to do. Let's just wait till it comes out. Like all this hullabaloo, like it was going to be a freaking 4070. Like, get out of here.
Yeah. Agreed. So what were the what were some of the other things?
But the S, okay, so but it comes down to like how long has the S been out for, and how much is the S?
Exactly.
And if you're coming in with a little bit of an edge, and you're charging $450 or $500 if you get the bundle, and then you're upcharging for the games, like it's a lot more money for the games, right? So I think that there's a difference. You can't show up late to the party and expect more money and a red carpet and then hold on tight, because you're gonna have to really freaking pay premium for these old ass games. I think there's a difference. So for it to go ahead and edge out the S that has been out for freaking, we're ready to move on. Right?
Yeah, we're almost getting to the next gen.
Exactly.
But look, I think these things are going to be good for a while. I think the Series S and X are going to be good for a while. It's a good purchase even if you want to get it now. Anecdotally, I don't know how much this is relevant throughout all of the country, but I don't know if you know Gaming Forte. He works at GameStop, right? And what he's seeing is a lot of people are bringing in a PS5 to trade it in for a Series X, and they have stock issues, but like, a lot of people are seeing the value now, and they're saying, yeah, I'm just not getting a lot out of this PlayStation, and I keep seeing all this stuff over there. And then there's that Game Pass stuff, and it's like, I don't know, I'm going to go over there and try, Series X. And so a lot of those 360 to PS4 converts kind of upgraded to PS5 and are now getting buyer's remorse. And now, again, this is anecdotal. I don't know how much that's realistic across the entire country, but he's in a major market. And he's seeing a lot of people come in and like swap out PS5 for Series X. If you go to GameStop right now, there's more trade value for a Series X than there is for a PS5. So that's kind of where it is. You just see that they're looking for for Series X consoles because people are trading up to a Series X. This was always going to happen when the enthusiasm gap switches, right?
Yeah.
When all you're getting, and this is one of the topics I'm sure, is remaster, right, of the same freaking game over and over and over and over again. At some point, you're going to say, well, okay, I can play that game again. Can I get a new one? Right? When's the new game? Like, we're going to get Oblivion. That seems to be pretty much locked at this point. We're going to get Oblivion, right? Cool. That game is pretty old. We're talking like 2 decades old, right? Fine. But that's not all we're getting. It's coming along with South of Midnight, with Avowed, with Doom the Dark Ages. We're getting Outer Worlds 2. We're going to get a Call of Duty, and on and on and on, right? Ninja Gaiden 4. Look, we're getting games, right? Brand new games, along with some older games get touched up. Fine. I don't mind that.
By the way.
Yeah. But I don't mind that as long as you give me new stuff, right? Give me the new games too, right? And that's kind of where they're just lacking. And it's like, okay, fine. If you think MLB The Show is great, fine, well, whatever. If you think that the one game that's maybe coming this year, Ghost of Yotai, is all you need, good for you, right? I'm saying the Switch is coming with so many games, and I still don't think it's enough because I want that mainline big target game that they didn't give me, right? And like, I just need that. I don't know. I'm not sure, what the enthusiasm is on the PlayStation side. If you're a casual gamer, why would you want that versus the other side, right? There's just so much more excitement. There just is. And so so anecdotal, but I thought it was an interesting point that like people are trading in PS5s to get a Series X because they're like, that's where the fun is. And like they're going to see Showcase this year again. There's lots to come, right? We still have so many more games. Right? So it's just going to keep steamrolling, and you just look at that and say, okay, maybe some of those will come over to PlayStation. Maybe they won't, right? There's no release date for Avowed on PlayStation. There's no release date for South of Midnight on PlayStation, right? I don't know that Outer Worlds, I think, isn't coming. I think they put that PS5 logo there, right?
Yes.
Outer Worlds 2, I think they did, right?
Outer Worlds is coming.
So,
there, yeah.
Again, I don't know when all of these go over. There's still a whole lot of back catalog games like Starfield and whatnot that are still there. You're welcome to play, and you get them all in Game Pass. It's such a great value versus what you see here. Let's charge more. Okay. I don't know if we want to get into what Doug Bowser said, because that's definitely a story.
Go ahead.
My goodness.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, the first thing Doug Bowser said is I have no idea how they can be so oblivious, but they are. And, Kei Asante brought this up, that I think they don't even pay attention to the industry. They just do their thing and don't realize that what they're saying is just not the right thing to say. I would have thought that would just be normal etiquette for any business to not insult your customer, right?
Absolutely.
I like if I was to give that message. Look, ultimately, we know they just want our money. It doesn't matter, right? But you would say, "Oh, we understand that this is very high cost. Unfortunately, with things the way they are in the world, it's costing us a lot, and we unfortunately have to pass that along to you. We're trying every effort we can to bring that cost down. Hopefully, very soon we can bring it down in price. But unfortunately, this is kind of what it's costing us right now, along with all the other world, politics stuff that's going on, geopolitical stuff that's going on. We're stuck at this price for now. We're doing everything we can to bring it down, right? They may never bring it down, but at least it seems conciliatory. Mm-hmm. At least they on the face aren't saying "F you, go get a job and freaking pay for this thing," right? Oh, if you can't afford this, well, bitch, go buy the freaking Nintendo Switch 1. That's just not a good answer. It's just not. And like, yes, he didn't say it in exact words, but that's how it comes off, right? Go buy the old shit. No,
I mean that's what he meant.
I want the new shit. What are you doing? So. Yeah, that to me, that was just a terrible statement, given that that's happened twice in history already, and it failed miserably. You don't want to do that. When PlayStation did this, they got slapped. Rightly so.
Real quick, I do want to bring this up because you made a comment, and I think it's important to put that into perspective. You said, Kiyosante said, that he doesn't think Nintendo pays attention to anybody else. And Pragmatic Eagle says, nah, they pay attention. They already sold them dudes cardboard. Okay.
They're paying attention to their fans. Yeah, I don't know if they pay attention to the industry at large and say, so I think PlayStation did that. Oh,
so right? I that's think what he's thinking. But I think that's a get out of jail free card for Nintendo to make it look like they're just oblivious and they never seen these words come out of anybody else's mouth and they don't know what's happening in the industry. Frankly, they know. They know 100% and they just don't care because they're not talking to, just they know they're not just talking to Nintendo people. No, you know what I'm saying? They know they're talking to parents, to the greater, community of gamers that are out there because they want to reach everybody. Yep. If they were only talking to Nintendo people, they would have no third parties in their game, in their show, and it would have just been first party. But they know they're trying to reach out and say, hey, look at you guys who maybe don't think the Switch is relevant because we don't get third party games. Look, we have third party games. Look at Bloodborne Part 2. PlayStation.
Well, I mean, come on, look at them. Yes, but look at them making deals now, especially with Steam. PlayStation is going to be cornered out of being able to go ahead and make these deals. But look at them making the same deals that PlayStation has been making, right? They have an exclusive from software.
Yeah, so to be fair, he was not
trying to lure people in.
Yeah, to be fair, Doug Bowser was not in the gaming industry until 2007, so he may not have any tie to that.
Didn't he work with EA though?
At 2007, that's when he went to EA.
Yeah, so Doug Bowser's the one who said this, and Doug Bowser he's been in the industry talking to everybody already. So it's just
I just don't know if he did know that one or not. I still don't think there's an excuse for it. Because even if you take gaming out of it, you just don't say that to your customer. No matter what product you're putting out there. Yeah, you just don't say that to your customer. Oh, buy the last year model. No. Just be conciliatory about yes, it's more expensive. This is the economic situation we're in. We're doing everything we can to make it cheaper. That's a much better answer. It may never get cheaper.
Relate to the people that you're talking to. And listen, you get more with honey, right? you lure people in,
But they have the audacity to believe. I think this is the real. I think the truth of it. Okay, this is the real truth. They have the audacity to believe that the Switch is still gonna have value when the new what's his name? Green Ninja. He wrote that message, remember? Asking when the new Xbox comes out and the new PlayStation comes out, will the Switch 2 still be relevant?
Yes.
That one, I think the answer is yes. What I don't think will be relevant is the motherfucking Switch 1. I don't think the Switch 1 has a place when your Switch 2 is abandoning it, right? Like your next Mario Kart is exclusive to the Switch 2, right? Donkey Kong exclusive to the Switch 2. These Switch 2 editions of these games, are leaving it behind. Online, we didn't talk about it, but that GameCube, it's already been Digital Foundry already came out recently just to debunk the idea that GameCube games can't run on the Switch. Not only could they already do. And I think it's in Japan or in another country, they have a deal with NVIDIA, and Mario Galaxy not only runs on the Switch, but enhanced, like it runs better, okay, and looks better. So,
and that's a Wii game, not even a GameCube. That's a Wii game.
Exactly, right? So they are. That was their point, right? It can run Wii games, right? So if it can run Wii games, then it can run GameCube, right? So, the point is that they are gatekeeping GameCube games off of the Switch. If you want to play the GameCube games that are in your Switch online subscription, you have to have a Switch 2. Even if you have the higher pass, the higher tier that people have, you have to have a Switch 2 to play the GameCube games that are on the service.
That's wild.
That's fucking crazy. So they themselves are making the Switch 1 irrelevant. And they think that it's okay to say, hey, if you can't afford the $450, go spend $300 and get the Switch 1. Come on, man. Come on.
So I didn't know that those games are not going to be available on the Switch 1, even if you pay for the higher tier damn thing.
If you have the expansion
pass,
that
is so disrespectful. That's I am unsubscribing type of situation. I can't stand by that. Like, that is ridiculous. You're forcing the hand.
It's real wild,
right?
And the way it is, right?
And if people
Nintendo
don't want to go ahead and switch over, they shouldn't have to. They shouldn't have to. They're still supporting you. They're still buying your games. They still have your console, but then you want to take it next level. When you're already talking in a way and kind of claiming that these people can't afford your console and that's why they're upset about it or taking a stand about it. But why will anybody get the Switch 1 for? You're already, taking away from it.
Agreed. It's a stupid thing. It's so dumb. Real quick, before we get back to you, heard me just right, you are gaming, my dude. That $2 super chat. Sorry, man.
Right, you are. What's good, fam?
Hype for the Xbox showcase and CMoney to pay on shop.
Oh, damn.
Wow, what the fuck?
Wow.
Hashtag Switch U. God damn it. Oh, Switch U. I like that.
Switch U, let's go.
Why so serious with that? Yes. I appreciate you, fan. Thank you for being here. It says, I wish my DoorDasher has smart delivery. Those POSs always drop my food off at the wrong door. God damn. That's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
All right. Continue, Hargeet.
I don't know, like that Switch U is kind of funny, right? Like originally when I thought the next one when the next one was coming out after the Wii, we were thinking they would call it the Japanese term for 2, which is ni, so it would become Wii ni.
Oh my god. That would have been hilarious. That would have been
I was playing with my Wii.
Don't give any ideas to PlayStation.
That's hilarious.
I'll jump on that.
That would have been hilarious if they actually did that. But they didn't go with the Wii Ni. They went with Wii U, which was a colossal fail. They should have just done 2.
Yeah,
but oh well.
Real quick. Also, I don't know if this is true. She has a question. The homie Queen Blueface says Wild Hearts was in the showcase. But isn't that a dead game? Is it not?
That's like an EA game, right? Is that right? I'm trying to remember
EA published game. But I think that's like one of those online type games, and I think I think that's dead. That's a good point, Queen Blueface. That's funny. Maybe they're hoping the Switch 2 crowd will revive it. Well, listen, at least they're giving it more of a chance than Concord. You know what I'm saying? Concord.
Damn.
Never forgotten. But yeah.
Yes. Good old DOA.
DOA indeed. Anything else on Bowser's comment?
Look, this is a moment that seems very much like the PS3 and the Xbox One. I'm just curious what happens with it. I really am curious what happens with it. The assumption that the majority of the players here are kids, I don't know that that's really the case. I think there are a lot of adults playing on the Nintendo platform, and they may not take that very well. So we'll see. I think if they had better messaging, I think all of this would still work out. I think that'd still be fine. But these kind of things become viral. When you say things like that, it tends to become viral, and it just creates a negative attitude towards the product, and that could cause some dip in their sales. And I don't know what that's going to look like. We will see, right? So if you don't hear sellouts, if you don't hear that this thing is selling out everywhere, that's indicative of a change in mindset. So
that would be if that were to happen, that would be disastrous.
Yeah.
Because again, they're not going to have 14 million consoles ready to go at launch. So
they have 20 apparently. They have 20 million available. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Supposedly they've been stacking up and ready for those pre-orders.
So then it's still possible. It is possible that you could end up. I still think that they have probably like a 20 to 30 million like
ready to go.
Net.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be enough. There's enough hardcore people, and there's enough of the casual market that could afford it to go ahead and boost it up. Now the question is, after that, does that keep taking off like the Switch did, or are we going to see it plateau, or is it just going to slow down?
We'll see.
We know the scalpers are already hitting in other countries.
Yes, I heard about that. But also, people like to buy things out of urgency, right? They kind of like makes them, even if they end up regretting it after, it's kind of like, oh, the hype, right?
Yeah, we've been in that boat.
They have a 90-day.
Speaking of which, the Doom the Dark Ages Collector's Edition, the statue thing. Did you guys get that already?
Wait, it's
available. It's available. I don't know if it's still available, but Zocker and I were able to snag it off of Bethesda, the Bethesda website.
Oh, really? I want that. That looked freaking fire. It's nice.
So if it's still there, maybe you can snag it. Go to Bethesda.net and look up the game. I think they might still have it.
I don't know.
Check it out.
How much is it?
Let me know, Hargy.
Well, it was a couple $100. Let me just look. I think it's still there, but let's see. Doom the Dark Ages. Pre-order now. Collector's Bundle. Yep, it's available.
Guys, it looked freaking
Send us the link.
Sick.
Yep, I'm putting it in the private chat now.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, Joshua pre-ordered his too. He says the Xbox is sold out.
Xbox, yes. The Xbox version is the one that's available.
Oh, so he must be talking about on a different store, maybe.
Yeah.
The PC, the Steam version's out, and the PlayStation 5 version's out.
Okay. All right, appreciate it.
But wasn't there? Thank you, Hargy. Wasn't there a 90-day? Isn't there now like a 90-day delay, and they're going to be able to go ahead and have the Switch 2 up without any issues?
Oh, you mean from that other stuff, from the government thing? We don't want to say the name because they're
so
crazy.
Isn't there like now a delay?
They still haven't announced
for the pre-orders. But
yes.
The launch is still the same, June 5.
No, I'm sorry. There's a delay. Now there's a 90-day window.
I got you.
So the pre-orders can go up, and it shouldn't affect the price. The mentality maybe
it's
would
still
be that.
A baseline that's higher, right? So the baseline was probably around 2%, and now it's 10. So they still have to pay more.
It did go up,
and then also, the console still comes out in June.
Yes.
So, is it within that time frame, 90 days from now?
Yeah, it is
technically, but also you just never know, and you don't know if they want to allow a certain group of people to pre-order at a cheaper price, and then later on the prices have to go up, and then have to charge more to other people.
Hey.
If they can get everybody to pay more money, that's probably the best way, so that there's no people crying that they had to pay more versus what other people had to pay. But yeah, we don't know what they're doing, and honestly, it is what it is. I was hopeful that this was going to be a good thing, and they kind of got sloppy on all this shit. So
agreed.
Anything else on this before we move on?
I think we covered everything, right? I don't know.
Think so? All right.
Messy. That's all.
Let me take my chapter. There we go. Yeah. Okay. All right. So aside from Nintendo's shit show, who doesn't have a shit show happening? That's right. It's our homies at Xbox. They went ahead and announced that they've got another double feature this year, and they answered our question, Hargeet, because we've asked the question a few times on this show. Are they just going to keep doing, Call of Duty as the special? Because they come out with a new Call of Duty every year. We really didn't know, and now we know. They say mark your calendars for the Xbox Game Showcase, followed by the Outer Worlds 2 Direct on June 8th. They have a write-up. Let's take a look. Says Xbox.
Disappointingly, there's no in-person event.
Yeah, I know. No. We're gonna once I finish, we're gonna talk about that too. Xbox Game Showcase followed by the Outer Worlds 2 Direct airs June 8th. Makes a space on your calendar. Xbox Game Showcase 2025 will be live streamed on Sunday, June 8th, starting at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. UK. Following the footsteps.
1 p.m. Eastern. That's what I said. You said 4?
10 a.m. I said 4 p.m. I thought I said 1 p.m.
Okay, I heard 4.
Oh,
I'm like, wait, hold up.
And you said 6 p.m. UK. Following in the footsteps of the 2023 Starfield Direct and 2024 Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Direct, this year we will again have a double feature with the Xbox Game Showcase immediately followed by the Outer Worlds 2 Direct. It all begins with our annual Xbox Game Showcase, bringing you a look at upcoming titles across our first-party studios, in addition to incredible new titles from our third-party partners across the globe. This year, the show will be digital only. Our live stream will bring you everything you'll need to know about what's next for Xbox, no matter where in the world you're watching. Immediately following Showcase, the Outer Worlds 2 Direct will bring you inside the walls of Obsidian Entertainment, revealing new gameplay details and developer insights straight from the people making the sequel to the award-winning first-person sci-fi RPG. You'll be able to enjoy our June 8 double feature through a variety, blah, blah, blah. Languages, cool. We got the times already. So the double feature broadcast also kicks off a week's worth of coverage here on Xbox Wire, the official Xbox podcast, and the Xbox YouTube channel, featuring updates, exclusive extra details, and deep dives on many of the games you'll see in the show. And that's it. Okay, so this is huge. We're very, very excited here. Outer Worlds 2 is the Direct. We did also get a IGN actually has Outer Worlds 2 as its first, IGN first, which is like its cover story for the month. So it's going to be, there's going to be a lot of Outer Worlds information dropping this month, and then they're going to do the Direct in June, which means that this game potentially can be much bigger than we think, because there's a lot. So They did show some footage on IGN. It's very nice. Looks very, very good. The guy who was playing it was doing that trailer walk, being very slow and diligent, which is typically how I would play it myself anyway. But there were some well, you know what, before we dive into that, let's talk about this, because there's like some rumors associated with this, so I do want to kind of hop into that. But obviously, Hargeet, you did mention it. They say it in here. It's a digital only direct, so there is no in-person showcase like there was last year. There is no fan fest like there was in previous years. That doesn't mean there's no fan fest at all, because they have hinted at the idea of them doing something special for the 10-year anniversary or something like that. I don't know, something along those lines. So maybe later in the year or something like that, they're going to do it. Who knows? But they're not doing it now. So I know that's disappointing. I know there was a group of people who were getting ready to go up there, and one of them I know is our boy Boom, and he canceled everything. He is not going up there because
I get that
Xbox show is not happening. So that sucks for a lot of people. We were kind of teetering on whether we were going or not. I guess Xbox answered the question for us. So I mean, just obviously there's going to be tons of stuff to see at this show. It's going to be crazy. Xbox has huge momentum with what they've been showing us, what they've been releasing, and we're just going to kind of go right into this, rolling on to what's next. They did specifically bring up the whole third party is going to be in there, right? So, obviously, if I'm not mistaken, almost everything at Showcase now is in Game Pass, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like there may be a few things that don't
go. Yeah, there's some things they will have as third party things that don't go into Game Pass.
Yeah, like a few
Not
things,
many.
but I think a lot of what they do is going to be on Game Pass, right? Like that's that big thing, right? They do after the show, they'll show a screen that has like 20 games that were announced that are going into Game Pass, right? So that's exciting. It's those are all going to be new games that we haven't seen, or maybe some follow up on old games that we haven't seen in a while. Like maybe Replaced might be up here again, or something else like that. Who knows? But before I get into the rumors, just where are you guys at with the excitement of the show coming June 8th? We know the date. Sunday it's happening. Exciting times, man.
I mean, from last year, are you kidding me? Like
best show of the year.
Yes, best show. It was insane. I'm excited to see what they're gonna go ahead and have for us. What surprises may be there that maybe we don't know about. Like this is gonna be, I feel like this is gonna be a wild one too. It's hard because they are, like you mentioned before, they have such momentum, but like last year it was just perfect. So the idea of anything topping that, it's difficult to process, but like I feel like it's gonna at least be at the same level.
I agree. And I think we're going to have like big games.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because like there's a lot of like excitement of what's next. And I believe that they're going to show us a lot of what's next beyond what we already know.
That's what I'm excited for, the surprises.
Agreed.
From what I hear, this is all rumors, insider info. It is more ridiculous than last year.
Ooh.
So it's going to be even more crazy than last year. And as I've been saying, expect this to keep happening, right? The cadence is going to continue. Yep. The cadence is going to continue, and they have so many studios now that they just will always have content. And when's the last time you had a PlayStation with a great showcase? I think the enthusiasm gap is just going to push third parties to this as well. And it's not about them. What I'm talking about is third parties will want to be on this stage, right?
Yes,
because there's going to be a lot of gamers now like this. Let's also be honest about the fact that Xbox is putting games on other platforms, right? So those customers will be wanting to watch this too, right?
Absolutely.
So you're going to have even more eyeballs. It's by far the most fun showcase is going to be likely the whole year, right? So if you're going to be anywhere,
like Christmas for these gallopers. If before they were already watching, imagine the idea of what could be announced.
Switch is going to get these games, Switch too. Right. And so look, as far as like the third parties, you want to be on this stage, right? Because this is where the people that are going to tune in to watch anything, they're going to watch this. It's going to be headlined by Call of Duty. It's going to be there. We know it's there, right? Nice. Probably the first thing you're going to see, Call of Duty. So are people going to tune in just for that? Probably. Will they watch the rest? If you make it compelling, they will. And that's the thing, right? So if you're a third party, let's say you want to reveal Persona 6. Is this a good stage to do it on? Probably, right? And so this is kind of a calculus now that's going to happen much more, right? It used to be Xbox had to go out there, make partnerships happen, try to get it's probably going to go in reverse now, just because their own games are just going to speak volumes. It's just the way it is, right? And then on top of that, if you want to have any third parties come in, they're probably rejecting a whole bunch because they have their own stuff. We know from last year, they're like, we couldn't show you everything. We had to cut games out. There just wasn't enough time, right? So that's going to be the case here too. You're going to there's so much to, like they put Ninja Gaiden 4 in a stupid Dev Direct. That should have been a headlining game. That was in a Dev Direct. That's how many games they have. There's other partnerships we don't even know about.
Yeah, those partnerships are key, man. We look at their big number of studios and think that that's enough for them, but it's not.
No, they have a whole bunch of partnerships.
They are partnering and they're making these games a reality, man. Ninja Gaiden might be a hint as to
other things that might be coming.
Doing. Yeah,
exactly. So, look, I'm very excited about the showcase, obviously, right? I think even if it just matches last year, E-Day. Do you remember E-Day?
Yeah.
E-Day, like that trailer. Oh my God. It's like near 90,000 views on my channel for that reaction, like the crowd reaction to E-Day. That freaking trailer was fantastic. Well put together, brings you right back in. For anybody who's a Gears fan, wow, was that an awesome trailer, right? And it just left you wanting more of that. Like, yes, it's back. Like, and we want to get that game, right? Oh, we keep hearing rumors that it's coming out this year. So, but if that's happening, that's going to be there. I hope, and this is just hope, Halo's the last trailer. The new Halo, whatever the heck they're doing in that Halo Studios. That would, oh my God. And if they do a good job, if they do the same level of emotional pull, oh my God, will that be a moment? Because if there's anything that tops Gears, it's Halo. And man, would that be crazy if they can do a good job with that? Oh my God. I really hope it is that. But look, we're likely in for a lot of surprises, a lot of cool games that they have not announced, a lot of stuff we already know about. That's stuff that's been announced. And here it's coming now. It's going to be next year. You're going to get these games. There's so much to be shown, just first party. And then you have all the third party things that they're going to team up on and the games that they've been collaborating on. It's going to be fantastic. So let's, that part of it, I'm happy about. The not in-person thing really sucks. This was like the key thing that was left to allow sort of an E3 to happen. And now it's just kind of fizzled. Like if all there is the Keighley show, well, the Keighley show it's good, but it's not this level good. And unfortunately that kind of fizzles away from that whole, draw of people coming in for the Xbox showcase. We'll see if that continues. I'm hearing grumblings that it might maybe dead forever. But we'll see. We'll see if they can bring that back or not. I think it's a massive fail. I think that was a massive fail. Yeah, Xbox bringing the in-person event, the Fan Fest in-person event. That unfortunately may be gone forever. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know if there will still be a press event. There might be. If there is, then at least there's that, right? So there might be something for the press to be there. So media folks, even us, like, content creator media folks, might still get invited. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, it's an interesting time. I didn't appreciate that one. But we'll see. Whatever. We'll see how they play it out. That was a very cool thing. Like the crowd reactions. It's such a different thing to experience that with so many other people, with all their emotions for each one of these games. Like you may not like one of these games,
such a big
but
show
does. Yeah, right.
Yeah, like to have such a big show like that, and then kind of like not have it in
with
person
people there, right? It's like, oh
yeah, it's a big switch.
Kind of a letdown.
I feel like, yeah. So
I mean, you know what though? This is the thing. Let me get this other piece, and then maybe I want to double back to
I want to talk about that a little bit more.
What you're saying, because maybe there's a bigger thing happening.
Yeah,
I think so. See it. So,
we talked about it.
So, okay. So over here, this Hunter dude, he posted this. Insider Ecstasies believes the Gears of War collection will be at the Xbox showcase. Okay, which is cool. But this is the kind of bigger thing here. He speculates the reason the event is digital only is because of the possible fan backlash about games showing as multi-platform, specifically the Gears collection. So this is the thing. In theory, it might be like, oh no, I don't think they would care, but this is the thing. You got to remember the difference between last time and this time is that in June of last year, the idea was simply it was only 4 games. You know what I'm saying? Like there wasn't the idea of everything else.
And I mean, the world was ending because of that. Right? Just over that, yes.
But post that time, right now, since the last time, obviously there's been huge changes in fans, they're not actual fans, right? But the people who claim to have been fans before and now they're gone or they're crying or all this bullshit, right? Phil Spencer did say that be ready, they're going to be putting the other consoles names up there when they're doing this, right?
When they're doing the shows, yes.
Like we don't give a shit. Most people, everybody, I would assume everybody who's here doesn't give a shit, right? But if you're Microsoft and you have
saw the crazies on Twitter.
You saw the,
I mean, honestly, come on,
though. Like
it's serious, dead ass though. Like
it's funny,
but real quick, I'm gonna give you some perspective. Just December with Indiana Jones. When Indiana Jones was announced, not freaking that long ago, the world was ending too. So it's like it's a thing that just continues to happen. Can you imagine on a show with a bunch of people there?
So yeah. So if you're Microsoft and Hargeet, you have literally, you told us you have a recording that has 90,000 views almost or whatever from the Gears announcement. You're Microsoft and you show some dope game or whatever, and maybe a game that maybe some people wouldn't expect that it was going to be on other consoles or whatever, right? And you go ahead and you do the thing where at the end it shows it, and then you hear people say something, you hear people in the crowd saying shit, you see recordings like yours, but instead of it all the hype videos, it's a recording of people talking shit or saying
flipping out, going third party, all this nonsense.
Exactly.
Who knows? You can't control what could happen. What you can go by is what you've seen out there and the behavior, the end of the world behavior, the spaces on X, just talking shit. Like this is what you go by when you're going to take a chance on something like this. Again, like you said, CMoney, the momentum is wild for them to go ahead and have a show and have people in there and have, obviously, people can record the situations, the reactions, and have people either booing or shouting crazy crap. And then those videos are out there to circulate nonstop. You can't take them down. Right. So I think it will just fuel the fire where like this, even though it can get crazy on Twitter or on YouTube or wherever, it's still contained. It's still contained. Exactly.
I think and not like, it's just from the live stuff. I think ultimately that would be the way they would look at it. Because I mean, if there's nothing to gain from them having people live,
no,
it is only a downside to it, right? There's no benefit for Xbox to have people show up at this event, but there is a negative that can happen. And I say it makes sense to me if that's the case. You give it a year, give it a year buffer. This was the first reaction to it. Let's see what this next year holds, right? Are people still going to be crying, being pabs, like I see Game Shark put in there?
Tickle, baby.
Or are they going to,
grow up, grow the
and
hell up, and stop it with the emotional bull crap.
And just enjoy fucking games.
I think the moment that they start seeing the behavior shifting, and it's not a Chicken Little end of the world, the end is coming. I think that they'll change their ways. This is a big stance, right? Because they're always so open and so kind of like connected to the fans and the consumers. And I think right now this is exactly what they need to do, especially with the idea that they may be announcing a nice stack of games that are going on other platforms. It's not a risk that should be taken.
Yeah.
So, well, that's not what I'm hearing. The rumblings I'm hearing, there's two different tracks. One, they're going to pay more attention to Gamescom. And then the other track is they're just cost cutting. And I don't know if you hear the rumors of there's another mass layoff coming at Microsoft. They're just looking to cost cut. And this is just one of the things they didn't want to spend money on. So these are the rumblings I'm hearing. How true they are, I don't know. So I don't think this has any relevance at all.
They don't have to be mutually exclusive either, right?
But I don't think what XCC is saying is true. I don't think that's it at all.
Maybe not, but there could be somebody sitting there saying, listen, this thing is costing us a lot of money, and what's the upside for us?
You just said that.
Well, it's engagement, right? It's engagement with your fans. That's the important, obviously, FanFest, right? The whole point. But
you know what's funny? Some of the people that run around screaming and cheering, then they go right back 2 days later to go talk shit about Xbox. And that is part of the problem. You go ahead and you connect with all these assholes, right? And then they go, and the moment they get an opportunity to talk shit, it's like, okay, now we're cool face to face. It's all right. And then, burn
I don't know that they're not. I don't know if they're still not doing a press event. I don't know. Okay. So that may still be happening. So if that's happening, fine. They might not be doing FanFest, but they might still be doing a press event. And if they are, fair enough. So it's kind of switching back to that kind of mode, right? There was like a time when E3 was just the press and media. It was not, fans as well.
It wasn't open.
Right. So,
yeah.
So I think they might just be switching back to that. And okay, there's some fairness to that. I get it, but it's still a little disappointing that you don't get the fans there. If the media thing happens, fine. That's at least something. So you'll have some crowd there at least, right? And maybe we can get some reactions from that crowd.
I mean, they're gonna get the previews that they want to get, right? Like that's gonna happen regardless, whether they're there or whether they're just gonna be sending people access to these games, right? Like they're going to be able to, get that type of coverage that they want for sure. I think
but they need to solidify what they're doing like soon, right? So that people can still kind of make their decisions as to what they're doing. The sad thing is that they're also very lackadaisical about actually telling you what's happening. because they usually did the FanFest thing, and they did the FanFest like mid-May, and then you found out like 2 weeks before the actual showcase, yeah, you can go. It's like, you need to do that much earlier, so people have lives, they have to figure out how to get the flights and all that stuff. It's like you need to be much more open about what's happening. Even if it is a media event, you need to kind of tell the media that this is what's going to happen, right? And as usual, they're just terrible about that piece of it. But we'll see.
I think also sometimes these decisions, like they may not just come that easily, right? Like there's a lot of back and forth that may come with that, you know? I just it may not be that simple. But I do agree that people do need their time to go ahead and get their things in order, and you know, the excitement is there to want to go. But I don't know. It's not an easy thing to go ahead with everything else. I mean, the show alone, putting that together, I can't imagine how much energy and how long that takes. Imagine preparing an event for everyone to be able to just come into, and where they're going to have it, how it's going to go.
I mean, Microsoft has the people to do that. Yeah, Microsoft has the people to do that, though, right? So they can handle it. As a company, they certainly host a lot of these kind of events, right? So, you know, there's plenty of tech conferences they hold up, you know, for
that's the thing. They host a lot.
Yeah, so they know how to do it. So, but either way, if they do a media thing and I get a chance to talk to them about it, we'll figure out what the next steps are. And I mean, there's another possibility is we could do something with the community. I've been trying to throw up a possibility of us doing our own screening of everything, but we probably need a little help from them as far as getting the content. You know, we could just stream it, but like that's usually not a great viewing mechanism for something that's going to be a large screen. So if it's viable to get it from that, but either way, we'll see if that's a viable thing to do. But it'd be a paid event. You'd have to, you know, pay like probably $30 to $50 to go. But either way, we'll see if that's a viable thing. If not, I don't understand why they don't just do that, right? If you want to just say, instead of it being a free fan fest, sign up and you pay $100 and you get like, you know, into a venue, and yes, they'll have the same kind of things, but it's now not at cost to them.
Because maybe it's not about the cost. Maybe the cost is an excuse, right? I think it could be. It could be.
That's the thing, right? Because just like you said, like it is as easy as saying, hey, you know, this FanFest thing, we have a $5, $10, $15, you know, ticket now that is going to be there, and it's going to, you know, include stuff. You know, there's other ways around it if they were looking to do it, right? But and I just feel like there's a little truth to it, man. I feel like in my mind I can see the idea of what transpired.
Yeah.
And all I gotta say is you gotta blame the Pabs. You gotta blame them. This is why this is the reality of what it is. You're going ahead and showing Xbox that the idea of these fans that they have is not as real as it seemed, right? Like these people were out here championing this thing, and it was never about the box. It was always about this war that was going on, right? And it's like, oh, I don't have the ammo I want anymore. What? Yeah. You're not going to keep it this way for me? What? Nah, man. They're out of that bullshit. They're out of the bullshit. They're done with that shit. And the last thing you want is for some of that shit to circulate, man. That'll be some stupid ass shit.
I agree. And it may not be the Gears collection, but we do know, and there were plenty of games announced that are going to PlayStation.
And Nintendo.
They have an entire roadmap now because of Xbox, while we still have games that are just on our box, right? So yeah. I think that the reaction is unpredictable. So it could, for me, I think that this is a strong reason for them to not want to go ahead and take those chances. But You never know, right?
Never know. Let me get my boy Gotham guy in the building with that $10 super chat. Appreciate you, homie.
Thank you,
dude.
love.
Thank you for being here. Says, honestly, it's not that big of a deal for games going on other consoles, but I swear if Phil or Square Enix don't announce Final Fantasy VII for Xbox, I'm going to lose my shit. Well, after seeing that it's coming to Switch, I mean, at this point,
get ready. Don't lose your shit.
Forever that it was happening this year, that the game was coming to Xbox this year. So if you're a Final Fantasy fan and you've been just sitting and waiting patiently to hope that it was going to come to Xbox, it's more than likely going to happen. Whether they announce it at the show, maybe it's going to be a shadow drop at the show, right? Maybe they'll announce it and just drop it. Who knows? That being said, overall, showcase is announced. We know the date. We know the time. We're going to fucking be live streaming that bitch, having a great time with the community of Xbox gamers and all the other real gamers out there who are going to be watching this show now.
Yeah.
Because it is turning into a real gamers community event, right?
Agreed.
It's going to be something that a lot of people are going to watch and be excited for. And at the end of the day, every time one of those beautiful games come out and says day one on Game Pass, it's going to just feel that much better. Like, day one on Game Pass. It tastes so good. I love it. It's a beautiful thing.
Everyone else can go and wish list it.
Everyone else can go and wish list it. That is the truth. Anything else on the showcase? Anything else you want to add, or any excitement you have? Anything you're hoping that's going to be there? Anything else? What are you guys hoping you're going to see? At least one thing. What's one thing?
Stop messing with me, see? I start not wanting to talk, and then I have a whole list, and then I'm like, if it doesn't happen, we're going to have some problems. Stop messing with me.
All right. I'll say I hope to see State of Decay 3.
Oh.
I want to see that fully revealed, behind the shoulder gameplay. I think it's time.
I already told you mine.
All right.
Halo.
Yeah,
that's why I didn't say Halo, because you already. I know
you already know. You already know.
I heard you do.
You already know.
Hey, what about you?
Here you go. I don't play these games. See, I don't play these games. You know what I mean? You're trying to mess with my head.
You do.
I don't like to go ahead and say something and then it's not there. I don't like the nonsense. I also don't like it when they spoil it for me. So Hargi just said something before that it's like, it'll be pretty freaking dope. And then it's like, but what if it's not? And Hargi just convinced me that that's going to happen. I don't know.
I don't know if it's going to happen. I mean, the other one that comes to mind is we are.
Swore this.
the other one, I don't know. They're due for a Forza Horizon, right? So that could be the next, mainline game coming out at the end of the year. That's a possibility as well. I don't know. We'll see, but that's always a possibility.
That has been tossed around so many. But this is the thing. That has been tossed around so many times. I feel like maybe it's overdue, but it's also every time it gets brought up, it doesn't happen. I don't know.
So so we'll see.
Contraband had a recent sign of life, right? They came. I don't know if you saw, but they're looking to hire somebody for the game. So maybe we're going to see that finally again after so long. I did say Everwild at the end of the year put out a post, said till 2025.
They did say that.
So maybe we're going to see Everwild.
They also put studios together that we don't know what they're working on, so it's 100 Stars too. Was it? That's the name, right? The
that
other one
they're partnered with, yeah.
Yeah. So it's are we gonna know what they're doing? there's so much though, and the question is, what are they going to let us into? I like the way they've been breaking it up though, because I feel like continuing to get surprised and excited about things that we didn't know about, even though we know so much, is such a big deal. But I don't know.
Agreed. All right, let's go on to the next chapter. Here. Okay. All right. Here it is. That's not it. Here it is. PlayStation, back at it. That's right. The homie Demo Flow put this tweet out.
Oh, shout out to Demo.
Says Sony PlayStation is increasing the price of PlayStation Plus in 15 South American countries. I blame the Xbox Series S. Oh my God. Push Square has it here. It says PS Plus price increase confirmed for 15 countries by Sony effective April 16th. And some of these countries, I don't know if there's all of them, but Costa Rica, Ecuador, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Mexico, Nicaragua, Panama, Paraguay, Peru, and Uruguay. Sony explained the increases are a result of global market conditions. By increasing the prices, it says it can continue offering high-quality games and value-added benefits to your PlayStation Plus subscription. Let me ask you a question. And Baby and Hargi, I need to know, like, are we living in a time where people are just, the cash is just free flowing for people? Are we in a market right now where everybody's stocks are up and prosperous and people are fucking out there saying, I don't give a shit about money to make it fucking rain, let's go? Or are we in one of like this crazy like economical time where people are turning into like, you know, little hermit crabs? They're trying to go in, they're trying not to spend more, right? They're trying not
I mean,
to go further. I
you know what I heard?
Companies are fucking looking at you. Can only take so much money from a fucking place.
I heard, dude. So like, I heard this, and I don't know if this was like real or whatever, but like, people are renting chickens. Is that true?
Renting chickens?
Yes, because it's cheaper than buying eggs. Is that real?
That's real wild. I could tell you that much.
I wasn't sure if that was a real thing or not, but supposedly people are renting chickens because it's cheaper than buying the eggs. You can't eat the chicken, you gotta give it back.
That's real crazy though.
That's crazy.
That's real
I don't know if it's real, but I was like, damn, is that where we're at?
I don't know. I just, for me, you know, I see news like this, right? I hear Nintendo coming out and like, you know what, $450, fuck it. Games, $80, $70, fuck it. $90 if you want to go ahead and get the 8-year-old game complete. Like what the fuck, man?
It's true. Thank you, Mac.
Mac 22TH54 says, Doodle, yes, it's real because of the egg prices. Yeah.
See, that's wild. That's wild.
It makes sense. It's pretty crazy. I don't get what's happening with these companies. Like, how much could they possibly have been making in these other countries that it's like, you know what? Let's go up in price. Let's milk them more. We're not adding anything. We're not making it better. Just an arbitrary price increase. I don't understand. I mean, do you guys have some words to go with this idea of what they're doing and why PlayStation thinks it makes sense for them to continuously raise the price on things?
I mean, explain to me why Netflix feels the need to do this crap constantly too. But at least they're offering content. That is true. That is true. You can see where the money goes. But this is a tough one to justify is the problem. But listen, in the situation they're in, I get why they're doing it, but damn. I mean, I pity the fool that stays on that subscription though. Like, here we go again. They're wilding.
Yeah, that just blows my mind. What do you think, Hargy? Is this fair? Is this a good idea?
I think it's still cheaper than other places, but still, I guess you have to look at it from the economics of the places you're selling it. You're talking about like stocks. I don't think these people are in any stock markets. Like the people we're talking. This is all North and South America, or Central and South America, if you really want to take away Canada and the U.S. So yeah, I mean it's kind of par for the course now that PlayStation just increases their prices. This is just what they do, right? And unfortunately, they also paywall a lot of features that you kind of need to pay this, right? If you really want to play. So is their service good if you get their extra and premium? It's decent. It's not as good as Game Pass. But look, this is just kind of par for the course of what they get, right? But they do have good stuff that goes into that every now and then. It's not bad, right? It's a decent enough service.
Month.
Yeah, I mean Hogwarts is awesome.
By Hogwarts Legacy.
That's the good one. It's old, but it's a good game.
That's all.
It's a good game.
That's all. Yeah.
Battlefield, for instance, is already in Game Pass because it's part of EA, right? And there's, a lot of games that Blueprints, by the way, I think that's also in Game Pass, is it not?
That's also in Game Pass. Yep.
Yep. So it's coming to both services, which is great to see, by the way. They're not creating exclusivity deals where you can only put it in one. So that's cool, right? So, and Lost Records was a kind of recent, game as well. That's pretty good. But look, I'm not sure if it's fair or not. But realistically, I don't know how much they make out of this region. So is it really going to change that much? I don't know. We'll see how that changes the calculus. It's not likely to change much, but again, I think what's really going to happen is as people see that value of the ecosystem of Xbox versus the ecosystem of PlayStation and the games you're getting, the announcements you're getting, the showcases you're getting, the enthusiasm is just going to shift, and you just can't pass up the value of Game Pass. It's just so much better of an option. Now, is it the same price as this? I haven't even looked at what the costs are for Game Pass in Latin America, right? So if we look at that and say it's similar,
that's because the price changes,
right? So it's pretty crazy, but it is what it is. Like I'm numb to PlayStation doing price increases. This is just what they do. I mean, let's be honest. How many have they done this generation? How many have they done? Is this like the fifth? Like how many times have they increased the price of PlayStation Plus? They just keep doing it, and it's like, well, okay,
a lot.
Like whatever, right? They increase the hardware costs. Has that been like twice now? It is what it is. I've given up on like them increasing the price, and they all cried foul when Xbox increased the price of Game Pass like once. It's like, well, okay, well, to be fair, I think it's twice now, right? Because they kind of changed the SKUs a bit. But like, okay, the hardware didn't go up in cost, right? So, but I guess whatever. I mean, like, it did go up in cost in some countries, to be fair, right? So look, I don't know. I'm just kind of like numb to this whole thing. The world went into crazy mode with the lockdowns. Money got printed everywhere. Everybody went into inflation. Unfortunate, but this is kind of the outcomes of those kind of things. Countries making these kind of decisions that costs, like it's real headaches for actual people, right? You have to now deal with the cost increases. So sad for those folks. I'm not sure what the right answer is here. But again, I'm just numb to it. PlayStation does this all the time. I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised next year there'll be another one, right? Like I think like every year.
Yeah, I agree.
An increase. So am I surprised by this? No. Right. It's par for the course. It's par for the course.
Yeah. It's just like, at what point, I mean, look, at the end of the day,
so
they have an inferior service. You know what I'm saying? Like the service is not better than Game Pass. And for them to keep trying to act like they're saying, oh, we're investing this, we need more money because we're investing. Look, until they put their first party games into their service day and date, there's never going to be a justification for them raising their prices.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I have it. I found it. So, the prices are it's starting on April 16th. Mm-hmm. And let's see, for example, a 12-month subscription for PlayStation Plus Essential will increase from $59.99 to $64.99, while the deluxe tier will increase from $109.99 to $124.99.
Oh, so it's a $15 increase on the deluxe, $5 on the regular. I mean,
exactly.
Look, this is the MO over there, man.
It won't affect them till the next billing cycle, but yeah. I mean, the crazy thing is not saying why this is justified. I think that's the issue. What are they bringing to the table that's new? No, they're just charging more money.
Yep.
And it's crazy because Game Pass went up a couple of bucks and the world was ending. And it's like, you can't compare the two. It's wild. It's wild that they kind of just get to do this without explaining what they're offering. That is going to justify them raising the price.
Agreed.
Especially with, man, I mean, what can they have? What can they offer though?
They don't. Even if they put their games on there, they have no new games coming out. So,
exactly. That's what I was thinking. I'm thinking of the games that they have lined up, and it's like, what's really going to release?
That's a
what are we going to see? And they're not going to put them in there. They're new games.
Agreed.
100%. So,
let me get the homie Gotham. I'm sorry, not Gotham. Boss Red.
Boss Red was good.
Dude. Thank you, my brother, for being here, man. Thank you for that 10 super chat, homie. Says, oh no, Gears is going to be multi-plat and the coalition is about to make bank. Meanwhile, PlayStation trying to figure out how to fund Wolverine.
Exactly.
And break the news that Astrobot about to be remastered.
Damn. Can you imagine if they remaster Astrobot? That would be crazy. That would be crazy. But, I mean, man.
It's crazy, but this is the truth. It's the truth of what they have, man. Look, Gears being multi-plat, whatever the fuck it is, none of that shit matters. What it matters is that we keep getting new games. They keep coming to Game Pass, and we have.
They're not taking anything away. They're just giving you more. They're taking their money, which it's like at this point is laughable.
We're gonna have a show with so much exciting shit coming for players to fucking have fun with and enjoy and just fucking engage with. And again, no matter how many people are watching from those other systems or the other places, okay, and they're looking at those games and they see the title at the end and it says one of their consoles is getting it and they're excited, they're still going to be paying for that game. And that's great. Great for them. They're used to paying for shit anyway. For us, it's just free in Game Pass, right? We just have it. It's a beautiful thing, right? There's so many games where we have an abundance of them. And Doodle, do you still not have a game that you're looking forward to at this fucking show?
I'm looking forward to everything. The problem is, though, that I don't like to pick things. I don't care.
Pick something. Come on. Everybody already got one.
Okay. I'm excited to see Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
Listen.
Black Ops was fire.
It was sick. It just, the multiplayer, the zombies, the freaking single player campaign, like it had me, listen, we were playing and you were playing with FarQ and I didn't realize, and I think Becca was there too. And I was screaming because I was playing. They were playing multiplayer. I was playing the single player. Yo, that game. It was wild, the single player campaign. If you haven't played it, you guys got to get in there. It's not that long either, but man, it's insane. It's insane.
All right, you're redeemed.
So but don't play these games with me. See, I don't like picking things. Listen, you know that. Listen, I don't like setting myself. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. By the way, the price increases also includes Australia. They've added Australia as well.
Did they? Isn't it already like stupid money in Australia?
Aren't they upset about the Switch? Can they get over one thing first before they hit him with another one?
Bro.
I mean, in Australian dollars, but Australian dollars have a much lower value than the US dollar, right? So if you translate it, it's pretty similar to what the US pays. But I think they're just fixing it because their currency might have lost some value. So
that's wild. Let me get the homie Do UK now, the Boy Insider with that $10 super chat, man. Appreciate you, fam. Says, what is this obsession that media and ponies have with Steam numbers for Xbox games to call them flops or failures? They do realize that Steam is not the primary platform for them, right? Listen, the thing is that media and ponies have obsession with every possible way you can try to call something a failure on Xbox. Look, Steam has value depending on, what it is, right? Like, depending on the type of game, depending on, what it is, there's a way that you can look at it and be like, okay, that's a good signifier of what this is. But like single player games, very rarely do you get a single player game that attracts crazy numbers. They happen, but like they're a lot of zeitgeist games, right? Games that have like a big PC history, right? Like Baldur's Gate, right? That came out and that went crazy, right? But like PC was basically that audience, right? Like that was the audience for them. That's where they were, right? So not every game is going to do that stuff. When we were looking at a multiplayer game, and it's a day and date release, and you got a game like Concord that barely had anybody playing that shit at any given time, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse for, like shit like that. Yes, you can look at that, and we were able to predict, that it's a failure, because if there's nobody playing that game, then there's no point in it, right? Whereas, a game like South of Midnight, if there's not 100,000 people playing South of Midnight at the same time, like what the fuck? Like who cares? Like that has no bearing on anything. It's a single player game. People play it when they play it. It's a story game, right? So, it's just biased media chooses what they feel is important or not.
I also think, like with the developers, I think the big issue that they have, considering the fact that they get so excited, or when these games, if they're announced for their platform, the same games that they talk so much crap about, I think they have a problem processing the fact that, like, the games are being enjoyed, right? So if you go ahead and you have something positive to say, if you're having fun with a game, if they hear you all giddy about it, they want to figure out how to knock it, right? For everyone else out there, and potentially for you. Where the reality is that if I'm enjoying the game, I don't give a crap how many people are playing it or not. Like, do you understand? Like, it doesn't matter. They were doing this with South of Midnight all over the freaking place. And it's like, the game is phenomenal. If you sit there and you see something like this and you decide not to play that game because of the nonsense that is put out there, shame on you. Like, you're the only one missing out. I think there's this thing that people hate in you what they don't see in them, right? Because it's lacking, because they don't have it. And I think that it applies to this highly.
Damn. That was deep.
It's true.
That was a beautiful moment. Listen, it's a perfect way to transition. I hate what I don't see in me that I see in them. And I gotta tell you, it's pretty.
The locks in them, they don't have it. They need it.
Yeah, it's just I can't.
So instead of celebrating it, they hate on it.
Yeah, and this is what I can't stand. A motherfucking Naughty Dog coming out here introducing The Last of Us Complete Collector's Edition, featuring a beautiful steel bookcase, American Dreams comics 1 through 4, with new cover art and a set of 4 lithographic art prints. Pre-order exclusively through directplacing.com, only in select countries. They got another motherfucking Last of Us collection, whatever the fuck, re-release bundle, whatever you want to call it. Guys, how many times do we have to sell this fucking game? Like, what is the why? Why is this something that is why is this happening? Okay, let me click this button real quick. I'm gonna click this. We're gonna share it. Okay, I need you guys to see this shit. Okay, you ready? You ready? Look at this shit, man. Look at this shit. Let me ask you a question. We were just talking this shit about Breath of the Wild. Right? Breath of the Wild, old ass game. Okay. When did the first Last of Us come out?
2013, I think.
2013.
13. Yeah,
very
2013.
End of the PlayStation 3 life cycle. Okay. And this game has seen update and remaster and re-release time and time again. And they just did it again. And now they have The Last of Us that was released when? 2020. 5 years ago. 5 years ago. And then a game that was released 12 years ago. Yes, I know this is the updated, but I don't give a fuck. None of that shit cost them a lot more money, right? This is something that is ridiculous to have this money. What are you seeing? Did you send me something?
I sent it to you.
Hold on.
Oh my gosh, I'm dying. Okay. Oh my gosh.
Can't wait.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah, but that's like.
I know you can't show it.
I don't think I can show that.
No, I don't think so.
That's fucking hilarious, though.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks. I know you can't see what we're talking about, so this is like bad for you guys. But goddamn, post it in Discord. So at least the home. Yeah. In Discord is fine.
Okay.
I can't put that in. What the fuck, yo? Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
that's hilarious. Okay, sorry. That was this whole moment right here. Everybody's like, "What the fuck is happening?" We saw something hilarious. Do yourself a favor. Go into our Discord. Join the Discord is right there. She's gonna go and post it over there. Go watch it and then come back and write your reaction to that. Okay, write it in here so you could at least see that it was funny. Don't say what it is, but if you just write your reaction,
don't say what it is.
I'll click on it and I'll put your reaction up here. We'll say your reaction so that it doesn't seem crazy. The link to Discord is in our. If you go into this show notes, you know what I'm saying? Like go into the show and go down, and it says like become a member, all this shit, blah blah blah. There's a Discord link in there. Just click on it and go down and find it, and you'll be able to hop in. Watch it. This is fucking hilarious, yo. God damn. Oh man, You're welcome, buddy. Space Shot in the building with that $2 super chat. Appreciate you. He says Sony.
Thank you.
Fools thought GTA 6 would be the first to 100. Oh shit. God damn.
That's crazy.
Space Shot. It's just crazy. And look, I understand. There's 2 games in here, but again, one of these games for 2013 that they released 46 times. Okay. And then you have Last of Us that's 5 years old. Again, released. This is $110. That means they consider one of these games 50, the other one 60. Or 40 and the other one 70. Okay. Or 30 and the other one 80. Which one is which and which one do you think is okay? Is this overreact? Let me ask you a question. Is it overreacting to look at this and fucking? I see the reaction coming in. We're going to hell. We're going to hell. Rayuard says it was fucking funny. All right. Game Shark says, "Goddamn."
Damn.
Coach says, "I'm traumatized." Oh my God. Infernal Dragon, if you want to know, go to our Discord. The link is in our description. But also,
he's like, "Damn it, I have to see it."
Type it in.
No, I just watched it as well.
Oh my God. That shit was real wild. It's just unexpected. You know, that's the funny part of it. You don't expect that transition. It transitions so well too. It's crazy. But yeah, so this am I overreacting that this is a combo? Should I say to myself, wow, at least it's a discount from buying them separately for a 13-year-old game and a 5-year-old game attached?
So go ahead.
Go for it. Go ahead.
I think the mentality here for them, and yes, we've seen this game a million times. I think, when is this releasing? July 10th. Okay.
How dare they
I know your month. How dare they? This bullshit. They did this to me with Foam Stars, remember?
God damn it. That's crazy.
It's like, what kind of sick games are you playing? But this is the thing. I think the show maybe this is going to the show releases this Sunday, I believe. I think April 13th. The season 2. And obviously is a weekly show, isn't it? Or do they do it all in one shot? I don't remember.
I think it's weekly.
Yeah. So I think, by the time the show is kind of coming to an end, the season for the show, this is the perfect way, to have anyone with curiosity about the show to go ahead and maybe want to get The Last of Us 2. Right? Maybe there are people that know the show that maybe not know the game, and seeing season 2 might make them want to go and check it out. And for them to offer this, it could be what they're looking to do. The eyes that they want on it. That's just what I'm linking it to. But yes, when it comes to us, it's like, how many times are we going to see the same exact thing play out again, the same game? It's a little while. What do you think, Hargeet?
So I think it's basically the one that works. That's it. Like the PlayStation fans are just going to buy it anyway, and it's the only game they buy. So if you can milk them more, they will milk them more. I think that's really it, right? Because they put out, what was the little horror type game? Starts with a U. It's a PlayStation game. Yeah, mm-hmm. Until Dawn. They did that one.
Past fall, right?
Yeah, went nowhere. They've done other ones where it just doesn't sell. They've had plenty of their own like actual releases, and they don't sell. Right, the game that sells is Last of Us. That's it. It's the game that sells. And so they're like, oh, okay, we'll just keep giving you new incarnations of the same freaking game, and if you keep buying it, why not just make money? We're just gonna milk you. And yes, people are stupid enough, they'll go buy it. So would I be surprised if this sells a couple million copies? No. But that's why they do it. Because stupid people will continue to buy it. It's like, okay, if you're going to keep buying it, they'll keep making it. You notice they don't have any other ones, right? This is it. They just keep remastering this stupid game. Because they know you'll keep buying it. That's it. It's just that simple.
Let me get the Green Ninja in here, because he brings up a point that I agree with, but it's also the context that's the problem. So Green Ninja says, you guys will buy a Master Chief Collection remaster that comes with the statue. Why are you getting mad at the ponies when you would do the same? Green Ninja, you're not wrong. Okay, Xbox announces tomorrow that they just remade anything relating to Master Chief. Purchase day one, biggest collection. Don't care, right? I must own it. I must have it. That's the truth, right? That's the truth. This is the difference. The reason why this is such a problem is because this is all the fuck PlayStation has. Do you understand? This is all they have. All they're doing is re-releasing this game to make up for money that they're not making anywhere else because they have no other games being made or games coming out anytime soon, right? On the other hand, Xbox is completely self-sufficient with games, and they're producing games on a regular clip. We're playing new games at a regular clip. So yes, would I continuously buy any upgrade or remaster or whatever the fuck of a Master Chief game? Sure.
But, I mean, we have proof of that because...
Ooh. Mm-hmm. Well, no, I'm looking at something else. Or unless you're looking at the same thing. But you could say whatever you're going to say. But Leo Relic, my dude, I knew we were
connected.
I knew we were connected. I knew we were tight. Says Master Chief is legendary.
Say it again.
This shit isn't. Okay.
Wait for it.
Legendary. Believe that. Take that shit to the bank. Okay. Legendary. Who the fuck is this? Chief. Nah, I can't be hypocritical. I do love myself, The Last of Us, but not fucking go buy it again. Love, no, fuck that.
The Last of Us 2.
You know what I'm saying?
No, you did love The Last of Us 2. I didn't though. I didn't.
Well,
shit was.
Well, one has a future, the other does not. Well, I'm just saying. So saith the creator.
That's right. He did. Oh he said night. Last of Us. You're never gonna see us again. We switched Ellie for the intergalactic ship. Right? You know what they did? I know what they did. They took Ellie and Abby, combined them, turned her into the intergalactic chick. That's what I think they did. Right. How can we get the best of both worlds? Combine.
Hold my beer.
Yeah, on the Master Chief Collection, I mean, they already made the Master Chief Collection. And you notice when we got the series console, the Master Chief Collection wasn't re-released. They just updated it.
Yep.
Like, you can just play it. Cool.
Now.
No issues.
Now, I would fucking give anything. They could charge for this shit. Remake the entire collection. Remake it in, like, next gen. I don't want this gen.
For Last of Us or for Master Chief?
No. Master Chief.
Yeah, that's supposedly what they're doing, right? That's what the new game is. And it's going to be epic. I can't wait. UE5. Oh yeah.
100%. Give me that shit. I'll be so I would cry. I would be so happy if that were to happen.
But that basically becomes a new game, right? That is a remake, ground up, new assets, new everything, right? Probably the same story, I would assume. Though they could take liberties and do a little bit of like sidestepping. Hey, let's go to this direction we didn't go to last time because we just didn't have the time to do it, right? So they could add some more content, make some more interesting things happen, right? Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, but let's see what they do.
Agreed. Yeah, I think that's that'd be beautiful.
But you said it. The one thing is, it comes along with actual new games. Like, we're getting new games all the time. So,
that's the reality, though. That's the real.
How many times are you gonna keep releasing the same freaking thing? That's the thing. Like, The Last of Us had an update to PS4, then had a re-update when it came to PS5 to have it be ported to the engine of the Last of Us 2. Right, and then now they're doing another one. Like, what is going on? Like, why do they keep doing this? Then Last of Us 2 has been updated again. Like, okay, just stop. Like, how much are you going to keep selling the same game over and over and over and over? Well, the answer is simple. If you keep buying it, they'll keep selling it.
I mean, like, but now you're teetering on, like, you're thinking that, because this is what, three generations for The Last of Us, right?
Yep.
I think it's to show you guys they want to bring their eyes on the freaking
tied to the show
name, and it's like, okay, well, if they're curious, here we go. And maybe someone else or some other people from, that have the box will go ahead and buy it or collect it, right? Because now we're talking about a physical copy,
a steel case,
a collector's edition with both of the games in there. I think that's who they're banking on, just like the 30th anniversary edition of their consoles. That's what they were looking for. They're looking for people who might want to have this, especially knowing that they're not making a third game. But the game, the show itself, that's their focus right now. We know TV. And I think they're hoping that audience can maybe transfer into, the gaming and go ahead and want to pick up the game. The show starts this week. So it seems like something that will be ending around the time that this will go up.
And they announce it as the show starts, right? So
exactly. Yeah. And maybe are pre-orders up?
Yeah, right here.
So. Okay, well there you go. It's perfect.
Yeah.
And they're selling it. Is it just through direct.playstation.com?
I think this is only on their site.
So they don't even want to lose the cut.
Yeah.
So think about this. Let me tell you a secret. Let me tell you a motherfucking secret. There's no price saving. They're making the same amount of money. Excuse me. If you go buy these games from any other store, they lose 30% of that money. They're still making how much do they sell these games for? Do you know how much they sell these games for outside of here?
Given it's PlayStation, probably $70 each. I don't know. I'll take a look.
Do you imagine? Jesus.
Oh.
No, you're good. Because I want to do the math. I want to do the math and see what they normally sell these for.
On PS5, right? Let's see. It's $40.
Which one?
For one.
Part one.
For part one.
And then part two.
We're already fucked here. What's part two for?
It's $50.
Are you fucking shitting me?
Calm down, see?
Bro, that's $90.
Calm down.
They're charging you $20 more.
Because I think is that a steelbook?
Yeah.
Bro, they sell the steelbook at fucking Best Buy for $1 after 3 months.
Yes, but I mean, what do you think PlayStation is going to do?
Wow, bro. Nah, chill. Chill. This was supposed to be the whole point is that you're getting both games. This is a savings.
No.
This is not even a fucking savings.
No.
Nah, man.
It's a steelbook.
Nah, man. Chill.
People love a steelbook.
Nah. Wow. No. No, I refuse.
At least it's not like Nintendo. No. It's just a code in there to pretend disc.
No. I don't. No. Fuck that. There's no way. No. There's no way. Hagi, you mistyped. That's just like down payment, and then there's another payment on delivery, right? Like, there's no way. There's no fucking way that these motherfuckers are charging you $20 more to pay for these fucking games. Let me tell you a secret. The collector's edition box, that's one fucking box. When you buy the game, you got to buy 2 boxes. You're giving up a box.
Basic boxes, babe, made of plastic. These are steelbooks.
Yeah, so look, it might be that it's discounted or something like that. I don't know. You might be right. Because if I go to their store, it's $70 for Last of Us Part 1.
For physical?
Yeah. No, for digital.
Okay. Well, this is a physical game.
Yeah, I can go to like Amazon and see what the physical is. Let's see. Last of Us Part 1 for PS5 is $57. I
literally said 15 minutes ago that it's cheaper to buy them separately. Bro. God damn. I need to investigate.
Yeah, I'll look up part 2. Last of Us part 2.
Oh, it comes with cards.
It comes with pictures, guys. That makes up to $20. I can't believe it's more money. I can't believe it's more money than just buying these both physical.
Believe that. Yes. What do you think they were going to do?
I love how they put the HBO show here.
That's their selling point. Thank you. 58. I told you.
How much?
It's 58 for Last of Us Part 2 remastered for PS5, and 58. It's 57.47 for Last of Us Part 1 for PlayStation 5.
From Amazon.
For physical.
Okay, where did you see it last time?
So looking at just doing a search,
that was
crazy.
This
price
got
from?
My blood pressure fucking rising and shit. That was real crazy. Ain't that some shit? Look, experience the complete story that inspired the HBO show with the definitive versions of 2. You nailed it, baby.
That's
literally what they did this for.
I knew it.
They had another season out, and they said, well, let's try to see if we can get some of these suckers.
Yeah, it looks like it's just in some discounts that you can get it for that cheap. It's not like official stores. It's still like in the close to 60 range.
Okay, but you can get this scenario cheaper. It's a thing that you can do. So you can still get this shit for way cheaper, both games, physically. Yep. But they're selling to you for PlayStation Store. More.
Yeah, the Last of Us Part 1 is $70. Part 2 is $50.
Wait, how is Part 1 more expensive than Part 2?
I don't know, dude.
Because people loved it more. Yeah. Part 2 is questionable. A lot of people had an issue with it. They know that Part 1 is the one that, it's about love. It's okay, Steve. It's okay. Breathe.
What the fuck is happening here?
Yeah, I'm just gonna put that in.
Sir X-Men, how we doing?
My dude, what's up?
How are these songs coming along? I could hear them now.
You need to write a song about Last of Us.
Yes,
$20 more for the collector's edition than the cheapest way you can buy it physically.
Yes, I like that.
God damn.
So I put it in the Discord. I don't know if I can put it in the private chat or something, but let's see if it'll let me.
Man.
Nope, it won't.
Yeah, there won't be. Oh, Green Ninja says, do you think this is confirmation there won't be a Last of Us Part 3? When we read that little blurb, experience the complete story.
Yes. They said it before, but here we go. Good catch.
Experience the complete story.
I did say one of them is still going, the other's not.
Collector's edition. You can't come up with a Part 3 and be like, well, I gotta change the name of the max. Give me a marker. Scratch out incomplete.
It's not like they haven't done that with their box.
God,
let me get the marker to scratch this off. Come on, man. You know that's what they do. No shame, but we already.
This is happening, and Nintendo is out here doing crazy shit.
I'm telling you, bro.
This is a problem.
This is crazy.
Yep.
So this is the Last of Us Complete Ripoff Edition. I think, and you can't see it.
They will buy it.
They
will buy it.
They will buy it.
They need the money. So
yeah, and I like this is kind of confirming it, but we already had that confirmation from Neil Druckmann that they're done. This is it. They're not making a third.
Yeah. We already knew that, but people were saying, well, maybe.
No, they've Put it in writing now.
Out and said, "This is complete. It's done.
It's done.
Mana.
So one of these franchises is still alive, and the other one is not so much. Sorry. So Master Chief's still around.
Fotos y recuerdos. There you go.
It seems like Naughty Dog is like they're capable of making something new. Well, they were capable of making something new, but they like run out of steam real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
can see that.
Maybe that's why Sony doesn't have any games with a real history that people actually care about and show up for. Interesting. Seems like all the games actually that are big for them are games that, just were like the last IP that were made by the studios.
I mean, what big games do they have? You could say God of War is still somewhat good, right? That did okay, right? Ragnarok did pretty well. I don't know that Horizon met their targets, but it still did okay. And then they have Destiny, which, I mean, it's kind of floundering. And then they have this new one with Marathon. I don't know what's going to happen with that.
We're going to see tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow, Marathon is going to be seen.
And then what else do you consider big?
Ghost of Tsushima, maybe. Spider-Man, maybe. It's not their IP, but
I mean, Spider-Man is not their IP, but yeah. I mean, so Spider-Man, yeah, hopefully it'll do well. I mean, they have the Wolverine game coming. I don't know if that's going to be good or not, but we'll see. Yeah, I don't like Ghost of Tsushima. I think it did reasonably well, though. I think that one sold pretty well. We'll see if Ghost of Yotai does well.
Oh,
is that kind of it?
Ghost of Yotai is fucked. I really don't think it's going to do that good. I don't think. Let's put it this way. I don't think it's going to pass Ghost of Tsushima. I don't even think it's going to do.
I don't think so.
Possibly not.
I don't think so.
But then again, they're starving over there. So
yeah, but
not anymore. Not anymore.
That's the point of this is the master fucking plan. They're not starving. Remember, these motherfuckers buy
Xbox
1 or 2
games all their games there.
Xbox is selling them 6. 6. That means 3. Think about this. This is what's crazy. 3 different groups of people are no longer buying anything else this year outside of Xbox games. They're releasing 6 games over there this year. 2 is the most that somebody's going to buy. So once 2 of those games are bought by one person, that guy's out, right? The other 2 games bought by somebody else, that guy's out. Another 2 games bought by somebody else, that guy's out. Literally 3 groups of people gone, not buying anything. Ghost of Yotai, wait till Ninja Gaiden comes out, bro.
Yeah.
Call of Duty, they're ready. They're ready. I don't know that.
And if GTA makes it, oh my gosh,
that too. Ooh. So I don't think it's coming out this year. I said it right from the beginning. I don't think it's coming out. I think that's going to be delayed. But like, even if it were, like, the longer they wait, the more that they're going to suffocate this game. I feel like Xbox is getting nice and comfy, and they're just getting started. So I don't know that there's going to be much room for Ghost of Yotai. Not that there was before. I don't think there's going to be much breathing room for them. I think the moment they find out the date, gloves are off. Expect Xbox to come in with something or many things to go ahead and kind of take the attention away completely.
Facts. I agree. Listen, these ponies. Yeah, I know. We're gonna end it with that. These ponies and these Nintendo people are on some other shit. I gotta say right now, goddamn, thank God for Xbox, bro.
Seriously though, can you imagine if we were just bouncing back and forth between the clownery that PlayStation and Nintendo, who decided to step into the circus, have to offer?
It's really some clown shit.
They were like,
really some clown shit.
From my own tent.
Yo, deadass. This is like some real, like, villain shit that's happening on PlayStation and Nintendo, and out of desperation. I'm telling you, it's out of desperation that they're doing this stuff. They see the writing on the walls. Things are changing. Are they going to be able to weather the storm? They don't know. But I know Nintendo for damn sure knows that they're like, we got to get out now before the shit hits the fan and they start seeing next gen games and they start trying to compare what we're going to be able to produce on this goddamn console. And PlayStation's like, we ain't got no games, but maybe they'll keep buying the same ones we done released already. God damn it. What a pain in the ass. Guys,
man.
I think that's a beautiful way to end the night. But we're going to end it with a song.
Oh, let's go.
By Sir X-Men.
Yes.
With that $2.
Shout out to Sir X-Men.
Says,
sing it, baby.
Easter rocks. No eggs. Too expensive. That's the song. Sir X-Men. Wow. That's beautiful.
Beautiful.
You know what I'm saying? You got to get that jazz. Just, you got to feel it. You got to feel it. We
let's
can cut
go.
that.
Thank you, Sir X-Men.
You know what I'm saying? Just cut that little piece I did, put it on the track, loop it. We got the song. $1 million song. $1 billion? Trillion. Whatever. How many? Add zeros. We made it. It's done. Shout out to Sir X-Men. Thank you, my brother.
Yes.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much. We're going to wrap it up here, man. Thank you. Appreciate you all for rocking out with us. What a fun show. Appreciate the homie Hargeet rocking out. It's a great time, guys.
Thank you, Hargeet.
You guys are all the shit. Shout out to everybody who super chatted. You guys are awesome. Thank you all so much, man. Again, we appreciate it. Again, this obviously our channel is brought to you by you, so thank you so much. And then shout out to the homie Mash. Went ahead and gifted 10 new memberships. I also want to let me restart this right here so we can shout out all of our supporters on Patreon and YouTube. But we also want to highlight our elite members, the homie Big Boy Mike, Dark Angelic, Culture the Canuck, Music 72, Queen Witch. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank
and of
you,
course,
guys.
our Inner Circle members, our homie Big Maze Gaming and Pragmatic Eagle. You guys are awesome. So thank you guys so much for the support. First 3 people in the chat, the specials today were Bounty, Lynn, and Music 72.
Let's go.
First super chat was Small Boy Web Dave with that $2 super chat. And the biggest super chat, the first one was Gotham Guy with that $10 super chat. And again, gifted memberships, our boy Mash, that 10 gifted. So thank you so much, man. We appreciate all the support. And of course, everybody was here live. You guys are the shit. Thank you so much. As far as shows for us, we'll be back on Tuesday. This week we have our daughter's birthday, so we're gonna be doing something for this weekend, and we got some stuff planned. So it's gonna be
so excited.
A fun time. Big year, Sweet 16.
Yes,
that's awesome. So it's gonna be a good time. So we'll be back Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you guys. We appreciate y'all. Hargeet, my brother, thank you so much for being here, man. Why don't you tell all the fine people where to find you, where to buy your book, where to check out your videos?
All right. So, yeah, if you want to subscribe to my channel, Hargeet Chani 1 on YouTube, I'm at like 917 or so subscribers. It'd be great to get to 1,000. Like, see if we can get there. And then if you want to pick up my book, shop.chani.us. I did put up, for those who are trying to, for those who are trying to look at,
let's do it.
Yeah, for those going to the PC world, I did put up a couple of videos on that. So there's one that kind of tells you about how to automate your updates for your drivers and your app, your games and your apps and all that stuff. Nice. Check that out if you want to do that. So you don't have to like set it and forget it and let it do the updates in the background for you. So check that out. And then I'll be on with Web Day on Sunday. Fonz has, like you guys, an engagement with, I think one of his daughters is doing something, and so they're off. So we're off tomorrow. We're not going to do this show tomorrow. So I'll be on at 7 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time on Sunday with Web Dave, and then with Boom on Wednesday. We'll see what's going on next week. I assume we're on for Friday next week, hopefully.
Yeah.
But
we're good next week. Be back in business. I did somehow seem to miss this. This
Pragmatic.
Is wild. I just saw this, so I apologize. My boy Pragmatic Eagle, appreciate you, my dude. That $2 super chat says the $20 upcharge is for the duplicate trophies. LOL. That honestly, they'll pay for that shit.
They would.
They would. Yeah.
They would.
That makes sense. That checks out.
I agree.
100%. All right, guys. With that, we're gonna go ahead and end the show the way we end every single show. Doodle.
Yes.
We're done.
We are.
Until next time.
You're intruding.
You're intruding.